dog.
Please go on, Rambo. Please continue your Twitter stories.
Ugh. I'm gonna have to start like creating like a thing on my channel, like Twitter with Rambo.
You should, because you always seem to have something new that comes up. Like every time
It's every
something,
day, man.
dude, every time. So, as you were saying about Microsoft saying, if you can repeat what you were saying about it, so that way
Okay.
they know what you're talking about. So that way we could go,
Okay.
because it's kind of like a precursors to what you were talking about. So,
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I don't really give a shit who wins, like MPDs or whatever, but what's it called? Um, Xbox or PlayStation 1 NPDs this month.
uh-huh.
Well, actually, they've won it in November and they won it in January, or November and December. And so, in this, like in the year-end results, PlayStation boasts their numbers, Xbox boasts their little engagement numbers, but then Aaron Greenberg tweets out saying that something along the lines of thanks for making Xbox like December the greatest month that Xbox has ever had. You made 2016, the last half of 2016, like the most successful console. I mean, like making it to where apparently Xbox One apparently outsold PlayStation the last half of 2016, but yet somehow still lost to PlayStation. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But I mean, it was PR spin,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah,
is normal. It's a company. I mean, that's their job.
yeah.
Their job is to PR spin the shit out of things,
Absolutely.
not people like me and you.
Right.
So, I mean, that went by. That was like a couple of days ago. That nobody really even. I mean, we all kind of laughed at it or whatever. But we realized that it was a company. And then all of a sudden, like today, like an article was released from that ICXM website, and they're, oh my god, this is I have to I have to read the article title to you because it's actually like I've never seen the links that people will go to, just normal people. Like, mind you, they are not getting paid for this shit.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they feel like that they have to.
Right.
I don't know. Make Xbox look good. That's their job without even being paid. But apparently, they wrote an article. Let's see. Yeah, according to Windows, the article is Xbox One and Xbox One S outsold PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Slim in
Uh-huh.
December. Now, remember a long time ago, back whenever the very first time Xbox ever got like this nod about winning, it was they had to like knock off the rest of the world, right? Like, in order to say that they won, so that like they could only focus on the United States, but we can't focus on anywhere else we sell it, but the United States, because that's all that matters. So that's how they worked around and they won.
Right.
So now these people have gone even one further, and I was like, well, if you take PlayStation 4 Pro numbers at 238,000 and you subtract those, like they're not even there, then Xbox One won. Like from the United States. I mean, we're talking like the United, like it says, if you take out PlayStation 4 Pro sales and are left with just PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Slim figures, the Xbox One is actually the console that wins that month. Windows Central said that for the month of Xbox, Microsoft sold like they went down to almost to the penny, 1.511 million Xbox One and Xbox One S units. This puts Xbox One sales up 10% year over year compared to 2015. Sony took the sales lead by selling 1.568 million consoles during December, out of which 238,000 units were PlayStation 4 Pros. Even without the PlayStation 4 Pro sales, Sony's sales lead is only 57,000 units, which is a fraction of the roughly 1.5 million both consoles sold. That's surprising given how the PlayStation 4 Pro just launched.
Yeah.
And they created a damn pie chart.
Oh yeah. I think I saw that today. That's
Oh
when
my
I
God,
that's
this
when I
pie
saw
chart.
that, and I was like, did they really like do that? Like, did they Did that really just happen?
Yes, they created a pie chart that shows 49% purple Xbox One and Xbox One S. 43% of the console sales was PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Slim and Blue. And then you have 8% of the console sales, which was PlayStation 4 Pro. So if we just don't even count the PlayStation 4 Pro,
why
then
would
we can say Xbox One and Xbox One S won. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's gonna get down to the point of we're gonna get a United States map, and if we just scratch out Oklahoma and maybe parts of Nebraska, and we look over here at Los Angeles, we don't even need Los Angeles. They're not even important. And we want New York City. Yeah, then Xbox One wins. That's what it's gonna look like. Their United States map is gonna come down to basically. Well, we only really want to count 45 of the 50 states. This is just asinine. What do they gain from this?
It's almost like it is seriously almost like they're trying to be PR, but they're doing a terrible job at it.
Oh yeah,
they're literally engrossing themselves with these numbers and these pie charts. They're creating these things because they think it's going to boost sales. I'm sorry, but you cannot fabricate numbers when there's about 300 sources available to us over the internet, and it's all statistical data. We could see today how many sold from Walmart, how many sold from Target, what stores are selling what at what time, what's hot, what's not. That's why these things are available to us, because then you could just turn around and call bullshit to these assholes on Twitter who like to blow things up out of proportion. It's stupid. I try not to get involved with some of these posts because I know that I will get angry and I will get pissed because these motherfuckers are making it.
Myself not
dude, they're making gamers look bad. It's getting harder and harder for me to defend gamers when a lot of my fellow gamers are fucking stupid. When they're dumb as fuck. It drives me nuts. And I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be passive. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. But there's a time where shit like this happens and I want to wring the poster by their fucking necks because they're idiots. Jesus Christ.
So I replied, or I quoted the tweet because Tim Dog tweeted it and was like, "Oh, it's really the Xbox One is really the winner." And I'm like, I said, it's really. My quote was something along the lines of, "It's really getting sad whenever they have to start discrediting a whole SKU of play or thing or whatever, or act like the PlayStation. I mean, because they basically said the PlayStation 4 has 3 SKUs: the original, which ain't even in production anymore, the Slim, and the Pro." But they were saying the original article back. They went back and adjusted it. But the original article was basically saying they only had the Xbox One S. It was only competing against the One. I was like, you do realize that if you want to go off of SKUs, the Xbox One S has 3 different ones by itself.
Yeah.
I was like, and then you have the fourth one for the original one. I was like, but why? It's like, why do y'all even care? And then so everybody's reply to me from the Xbox side was, "Oh, these things are triggering you. You're mad." I'm like, I'm not mad. I was like, why do anybody who gets mad or happy based off of sales numbers is a fucking idiot. It's pathetic. It was like, it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't put any money in my pocket. I don't give a shit. Well, you're going to be mad whenever Xbox One wins next month. No, I'm not. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I find it interesting to see what the trends are, what's selling, what's not selling, and stuff like that. But I don't hang my hat on, the PlayStation 4 won. Yeah. Ooh. Won what? What did it win?
Right. And that's kind of been my thing this whole time. That's been my whole point. It's okay to be a fanboy of something, and it's okay to have fun with it and talk shit to each other, and as long as it doesn't get personal or serious, no big deal whatsoever. But when you're saying stupid shit, when you're dumb, when you refuse to accept facts for what they are, you are a fucking moron and you need to get your head checked. You need to go to a psychologist because this whole gaming thing is exactly that. It is meant to be fun. It is not meant to actually go start shit with people and falsifying information to the masses that are ignorant to said statistics. And that's what these people fucking do. They lie about everything and it's fucking annoying.
And these people believe it like that, because they start tweeting me with like these unproven facts or whatever, and telling me that like that's their source. They're citing ICXM as their source.
Yeah,
I'm like, you can't cite a website. That's like me citing the Onion. Like it doesn't work. Like
you cite the Onion, and I'll cite the Washington Post. Okay.
Yeah, like we might as well. I mean, shit, it works. You know, maybe that's. But then eventually I got to the point because I was like, Tim Dog kept, instead of replying, kept quoting my tweet so that way his followers would see and come attack me.
Yeah.
So I kept quoting his tweet and I was like, apparently the M got to the point of like has gotten to the point of just meaning retardation. Because you're somehow me saying I don't care. Because I clearly said I don't care who wins what. I was like, just don't make shit up. And he was like, well, apparently the numbers are Xbox One doing so well has triggered you and made you mad. I'm like, what part? I was like, what part of me saying I don't care makes me mad? I don't understand. Just because I'm replying to you, that means I'm mad. It's like I'm not emotionally invested in any of these things. And so whenever I said retardation, like all of a sudden I got like a bunch of hate from other people. Like not even part of the conversation, not even part of the console war. Like people started saying, dude, I hate the console war stuff, but don't say that word again. I have family and friends that are affected by that.
What word?
Retardation.
Oh, retardation triggers you.
And I was like, yeah, sorry, it wasn't meant to offend. So I just kept on going. And then all of a sudden somebody else like jumped on me like, yeah, right, you weren't meaning to offend. What do you think you're... I was like, man, dude, it's like, if you take offense, that's on you. I was like, my words don't mean anything. The only time that they mean anything is whenever you give them meaning to yourself.
Exactly.
I have family that actually... My son, ADHD, has like Asperger's syndrome. We don't let the word retardation or retard or whatever affect anything because it doesn't mean anything. That retardation doesn't mean that you're retarded. It only means that if you allow it to mean that.
Oh my God! You just gave me a good idea for this.
Oh, putting that in there.
Retardation triggers people.
And it just seems to me like Unforgiven, I really didn't actually apologize. I was just like saying, I didn't mean to offend. That was like mainly my thing. It was because I wasn't trying to offend anybody, but I mean at the same time as I wasn't going to like.
Yeah, it wasn't a purposeful situation. Like you weren't out there to say, hey, you're fucking retard. It was just saying retardation as a description. And
yes,
anybody who gets offended by descriptives, you're fucking retarded, and I hope you're offended because
it doesn't mean like that holds no weight. A description holds no weight.
No, absolutely not. And then when you describe something and someone's like, oh yeah, I have a cousin that's gay. Oh, what? You have a fucking problem with gays? Like, are you serious?
Yeah, like
what I've met people like that.
That was my first reaction. Was kind of like, how did we get to that? Like, how did that? Okay, but anyway, that's whenever I just basically because I replied quickly back to him. I wasn't going to get into a damn.
Yes, Rusty, you're right. Retardation is a medical adjective. Okay, you're right.
I wasn't getting into the whole philosophical debate on what words mean and how come who gets to apply the meaning. Like obviously if he's the one that got offended, then he was the one that applied the meaning. I mean, but people don't understand that. People want to control the words you say because it bothers them, and I'm like, that's not how life works. Like.
Yeah.
And so somebody called me an idiot because I have a family member that's affected by it, but I still don't care. And I'm like, dude, I was like, you can there, Twitter put this great feature in there called unfollow or block. I was like, you can use it if you want. I don't care. I was like, but I'm not into the point of like placing labels on people.
Right.
Like my son, he can hear like the word retarded, retardation, mental. Like he can hear whatever the hell he wants to, but he doesn't let that define him. He doesn't let that like that does not hold any weight to him. I was like, so I can say it. It's no big deal because it's a fucking word. It's no different than me saying fucking or anything like that. I mean,
words like winky make me laugh. Like
apparently that was the thing. Then other people kept chiming in like, well, I took it too far, and I'm like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah,
it's a damn word.
Chime in, but this retardation thing is kind of triggering me, so I want.
You got to be careful.
It's like I would comment on this, but I'm in the middle of biting on my own earlobes at the moment.
I'm looking windows.
My fingernails are nubs, man.
Okay, so the question is where is Rags? I really don't know. I tried to hit him up, and he hasn't answered me yet, so I don't know. I mean, he's probably just going to have an off night. We all have them from time to time.
Yeah.
He's probably got to work. He probably has to go to he's probably asleep right now. He'll probably come in a little later. Like it's happened a few times. It's fine. There's times where Rambo doesn't make it, or Shaner doesn't make it, or even myself. I've missed a few of these myself. So
yeah, I think Brimstone's king for not making it.
But we have
out there.
I have figured out why I also don't go to Facebook. Like I've left Facebook completely alone. Just left the messenger up because I have.
Same. Yeah, I'll let you explain why your thing. I'll go into it.
I don't go there because these people on Facebook, they're almost like just slow Twitter users. Because Twitter users kind of like will talk about a subject and kind of move on. Facebook people are they're like the retarded Twitter users because they won't drop a subject. So they're still talking about the election. Not even mind you, like the stuff that's happened since then, the election itself. And so I go on Facebook and I hit the home button because I haven't been on there in a while. So first post that pops up is Donald Trump whenever he had those little girls dancing at his thing. Did you ever see that? Like where they were singing some song?
Yep.
Or some cute little thing, whatever. Well, they equated that somehow to Hitler.
What?
Of course.
Hitler at one of his speeches had little girls dancing and singing. And I was like, okay, so like how I was like, you do realize that people
blonde hair, blue-eyed girls, and that's what he believed in, right?
I was like, you do realize that whenever Obama signed the gun law, executive order for gun rules or whatever, gun laws,
right.
And he had all those kids around him. I said people equated that to Hitler too because Hitler did the exact same thing, and so did Stalin. I was like, but yeah, no, I kind of called them like an idiot too because just because it happens doesn't mean it's a 1-to-1 equation. And so then it was like, well, he's a racist, Trump. I mean, he's a racist, homophobic, Islamophobic. He grabbed a woman by the pussy, and I'm like, show me where any of this is true. Just show me.
Oh, did you see the protester that got into the wax museum with grabbed Trump by the balls or whatever, like painted on her chest? She was topless, and she was grabbing Trump's wax statue by the nuts. Fucking hilarious.
Oh no, I gotta see that.
Okay,
is it a picture?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I gotta find that one. Then.
All right, so we got a particular individual, you guys.
Oh.
He really wants to hear what we think about For Honor. Now, he's asked a lot on the last couple of episodes, and he really wants to know. So, what do you guys think about For Honor, real fast?
I'll let you. Memory. Which one is that?
For Honor is it's kind of like
the
chivalry. Yeah, it's like chivalry.
It's Call of Duty with swords. Damn it!
No, it's fuck that shit. So No, Baby Cheeks, you're not the only one to be asking about For Honor, so I just kind of figured you were the same person, just a different name. So if you are completely different person than before, then, well, here you go. This will answer the question for the other two people that really, really, really wanted to hear about this. So, so For Honor is like Chivalry. It's Vikings, Samurai, Knights, all right? I think it's Vikings. I'm pretty sure there's Nordic in there. I can't remember. And there's counters, timing counters. There's thrust, overhead slashes, side slashes, fierce attacks, strong attacks. There's punishers. After the counter is successful, you can fuck him up. I mean, there's a lot of good things here. It's actually more advanced than War of the Roses and Chivalry. So you neither one of you played this, I take it.
I played a small little portion of it, but I mean not enough to really give you a full honest opinion. But from what I can see, I can tell you that. Do you want me to tell you like what I feel like from what I see?
Yeah.
I think it's actually going to be one of those ones that there's so many games out there that multiplayer games that is just bam, go on and do your thing. This one seems that it's going to be like one where you like really have to actually focus on like getting good and being good. It's not going to be one where you can just go out there and press a button and go, because like it's kind of like the multiplayer. From what I saw, was like they battle each other, correct?
Yep.
But the multiplayer is going to be like kind of like dark, like in like somebody said that Rusty said in there, Dark Souls. But it was going to be like Dark Souls, but at each other versus. Because it's basically skill versus skill.
Yeah.
And you've got to. It's not just simply put who pulls a gun first, who pulls a sword first. It's battle to the death, and to me it seems like it's going to be one of the best multiplayer games out there for quite some time. And it's not really skill based too. It's not really something that just somebody can pick up and play for an hour and be top of the leaderboard. You're going to have to actually work at it and be good at it. So that's one thing I kind of like about it. It requires dedication, and I don't know if that's what Chivalry did, because I never got to play that one.
Chivalry is a really good game.
Does it still hold up now?
Oh yeah, dude, it was. I would say Chivalry was pretty ahead for what kind of market it was aiming to be, and in fact, you could even say between this and War of the Roses, I would think Chivalry was the better of the two. War of the Roses was extremely slow attacks. Timing was a good thing about it, but like the hitboxes were terrible. With Chivalry, you can disable your opponents. You can hack off a limb. You can really fuck somebody over. It's pretty fun. They added different factions to it finally, besides it just being different clans of knights and whatnot from different regions. It's a really good game. In fact, I really enjoyed playing Chivalry. In fact, I've thought about re-downloading it and playing it again, because it's actually a lot of fun when you play with your friends. So, if anybody gets a chance, play some Chivalry. My personal opinion about For Honor is this game looks beautiful, and the way Ubi has been really focusing on it, I believe, and I seriously believe this, it's going to be a hard game to judge with Ghost Recon coming out around the same time. So I think out of all their lineup, I think these two games are going to probably be their best releases in a very long time. And I think they're going to do... it's not that I think they're going to do. I hope they fucking do what they're doing with Rainbow Six, where they're actually keeping up with it. They're actually maintaining servers. They're actually fixing the things that need to be fixed. Are they a little slow on hackers? Absolutely. But at least they're actually showing signs of giving a damn. So I really hope Ubisoft pulls through for us on For Honor, because I am looking forward to this game as somebody who played Chivalry quite a bit when it first came out. And I was addicted to that game, dude. It was a really fun game. So I haven't played For Honor yet. I was offered a beta key, and by the time I was able to get around to it, it was closed. So unfortunately, I did not get to play it. Shaner, did you ever get to play that beta?
No, I didn't. But from what I've seen, now that you've refreshed my memory on which one that is, because there's just so much coming out. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with. It is very innovative. I don't think there's enough games in that genre that have succeeded or even been given a second look. So I'm actually excited to see how For Honor does. And personally, in my personal opinion, I think it'll do pretty well. But other than that, I don't really have many thoughts on it. I mean, other than the fact that it looks pretty innovative.
Yeah. Yeah.
What worries me with that For Honor though, like about it doing well, is that like you have all these like Call of Duty type people or whatever, and either they're gonna run out and get it thinking, oh, multiplayer game.
Wait,
Or-
so you're putting a type on us people now? That's
Well,
don't
no,
know
I
if
mean,
can live
well,
with
no,
that.
the ones that you know, like if you go to like if you're playing like a strategic game, like say even Rainbow Six Siege, and you have that you as soon as you start up, you have that one teammate that just like runs up there to like thinking he can just take on the whole world. That's your Call of Duty player. That's like you're the one that plays Call of Duty faithfully and then tries to like jump into another multiplayer game.
I may or may not be a Call of Duty fan.
Yeah. I think he's insulting us, Bram.
Oh my goodness, I'm so triggered! How
But,
dare
so-
you!
I think that's what's going to end up being. I think they're going to maybe rush out and buy it, thinking, "Oh, a new multiplayer game, I'm going to do it," and then they'll realize that it's not really like for them, or they're going to be enough of them in there that's going to like just possibly ruin the experience of what that game is actually meant to be like.
Yeah.
Because there's been some multiplayer games I just quit playing because like it requires like skill or focus, like with a team, and then you always have that one person that just. Fuck a team. I'm Lone Ranger and we're
Yep.
going in.
Those.
And that pisses me off.
Oh yeah, it's annoying, dude, because you're trying to fucking put work in, and some asshole's gonna come around and be like, "Yeah, I don't, I don't feel like winning today, you guys. So go fuck yourself." It's like, come on, man. Like, I'm not trying to fucking lose every game I play. I want to fucking win. That's why, like, lately, like. The only competitive that I really play and get into is Halo. I recently got back into it, and it seems like, ooh, somebody got Killer Instinct 2 today. Competitive scene for me is where Halo's at, because they actually try. The community seems like they're trying. I play competitive Counter-Strike, and I got pretty high, and at a certain level, like, these people just give up. They're like, fuck you, fuck everything that you stand for. We don't care if you're trying to rank up. We're going to troll you down.
I think in order to play competitive CSGO, I would need to be really high. I mean, it's pretty toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried jumping into CS:GO now, and no way. I think you have to be a veteran of that shit to even like it. I think.
Whoa! What is that? That's Rambo. Rambo.
Breaker 19.
Oh, you there?
19. Yep.
Yeah.
Is that making my USB kind of like popped out for some reason, and I couldn't. All of a sudden, like y'all weren't there. I was kind of thinking it was like something wrong, and then I realized it was my
pull
USB.
and pray method. Is that what you're doing?
Pull and pray.
Yeah.
That's a very effective method, though. You got to
Catholics
admit.
invented it. Yeah.
All right. So if I'm freaking the guys out right now, they're hearing Xbox One on right now, I may or may not be playing anything right now. Just so
Why
you
are
guys know.
playing Xbox, man?
Because it's the best box, obviously. Gosh.
Are you celebrating that North America minus the Oklahoma win?
Dude, as long as North America wins, fuck Oklahoma, okay? Like, oh shit!
Oh man, these people.
Yeah, that's why I said what I said earlier. I think Shader hooked it up with Killer Instinct today, as far as like all the stuff that goes with it.
Oh sweet.
Oh yeah, it's the Ultra Season 2.
That's so awesome that we got the old. Like, I already had the DLC, but it was on disc. But it makes it better that you bought it on digital. So, yay! Fuck the disc. What else is there? Gaming news. There's gotta be stuff.
It's just flooded with Nintendo Switch stuff, dude. Yeah.
Nintendo Switch stuff is boring though. Like, I am so like, I want to talk about new stuff. Like, I want to talk about stuff that's coming up for like YouTube and shit. And there's not even really any of that going on. Other than I know that the new thing that's coming out is smaller channels are going to be noticed more than bigger channels. They're trying to even the playing field. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's something I've been asking for years. I think a lot of smaller YouTubers that are trying to put a real like honest go with it. Good for you. Like I hope a lot of smaller channels get noticed that way. I like that a lot. It's actually one of the reasons why I switched up my beginning of my about me part. I kind of warn little dudes that this channel has cussing in it. Because I'm realizing that, more and more kids watch our stuff. In fact, if you notice, guys, lately, our server is growing fast. Again, we're getting a lot of spikes here and there, and I'm going to go ahead and...
We're almost at 500 members, I think.
Let me go to the settings real quick, and I'll be able to confirm that now.
We're close to 500, I do know that for a fact.
We are at 464. Yeah, we're doing really good. So those of you that aren't in the server yet... click the Discord link down below and you could come with us. Join us. Become one of us.
And you can also come be a part of the cancer known as the Game Talk Discord server.
It didn't always used to be cancer.
Oh no, just
until it took an arrow to the knee. Do it.
It definitely took one or two of them.
One or two arrows? Nah, they're good people. They're funny.
Oh, yeah.
They're funny. Ooh, Shane, Car Pass, Forza Horizon 3, $17.99.
Holy shit!
I wonder what the Forza 5 by itself is going to cost, because they have a bundle right now. It's Forza Horizon 2 and Forza Motorsport 5 as a bundle for $35. That's not bad. That's a pretty good price.
So is this episode based on triggering people? I mean, I missed the first 10 minutes, so...
Redar... Oh, I was... Redar. We were talking about retardation, yeah. I thought it was funny because some of these guys are going after Rambo on Twitter because he used the word retardation as a descriptive, and he decided...
Oh my gosh, really?
And they decided to go after him over it. It's kind of retarded. See what I did there?
Tell me that it bothered them, and that because they have family members that are. I'm like, going, so do I, but like, I just don't let them be defined by it. Sorry that you can't hear words, but
you guys trigger me. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, come on, guys. Like, grow the fuck up. So many things to be pissed off in this world about, and we choose that. Like, seriously. Like, and I think that's, like, you know what? I think that's what really pisses me off when it comes to, like, the gaming community in general. They care about shit that's not important more than they care about shit that is important. And that really fucking irritates me. If I was to really be mad about anything, it would be that. Because I think there's so many things in this world that we should care about, that we should be active against. And these motherfuckers are saying stupid shit about sales numbers. They're gaining an audience that are just as equally as stupid at some points. And let's be honest, a lot of them really hate the people they subscribe to. So not all of them are stupid. You know what I mean? They have a lot of hate subscribers that just watch them because they hate them. I think even those people, I think like we all need to start caring about more shit outside of the world of our own fucking personal bubbles. Because that shit drives me nuts sometimes, man, when I see these stupid asses coming into your comment sections, or they come into attention-seeking buzzwords, Brim. I just... You see the comment section, and it's like, these people will threaten you over a PlayStation or an Xbox comment, right? They'll tell you that they'll come out to you and beat your ass. I mean, you experienced that, Rambo. But if anything important comes around, where are they? There's nobody around. They're gone. Nothing's being said. It's like, come on, motherfuckers. Like, really? You can't fucking speak up against the injustice of this particular thing? But we could talk about... We could get into a heated topic or make it, something that was fun into a heated topic and care more about that. Like, that's fucking stupid, dude. Oh, my God. We're going to go ahead and keyboard warrior and like become personal justice warriors for these console platforms, but we can't be fucking, helping people because, well, you know what? Fuck helping people. Fuck actually injecting good into this world.
So what have you guys been playing or not playing, or I mean, what have you been
I don't know, man. Somebody ditched me last night, so I didn't really get to play anything. I'm kidding.
Fuck that Shaner guy. I mean,
That Shader guy's an asshole.
he is an asshole. He runs a stupid Geek Essentials channel that no one fucking watches. Fuck that guy.
No, I haven't really been playing much, honestly. I've been sort of working on different projects I'm taking on at the same time. A little something that I talked to Shaner about, I'm hoping will pan out, and if it does, I'll announce it in our next podcast. And it's going to benefit everybody that's watching this, so that'd be good. Let's see. I guess, like, if I was to be playing anything, I did play, like, Call of Duty without you the other day. It was kind of weird. I'm like, God damn it, I'm playing this goddamn game, and I don't have anybody playing with me right now because Shaner's in bed. Fucking winch.
I cannot get enough of Overwatch, man. I've been stuck on that for days.
Oh God.
What is
Overwatch?
Overwatch is great.
No. No, it's just. I mean, it's okay. It's not really something that's like to write home about.
Well, that's because you don't really care for multiplayer games only. So
okay, but see,
there is that. The only thing that you like is fucking Destiny. If it's Destiny, oh, it's Destiny.
No, actually, I deleted that shit off of my.
The fuck?
Yeah.
You actually deleted that game? I thought that game was your jam, dude.
It was, but it got so fucking boring. Like, I could only go in there and, like, kill the same people so many fucking times. Like, I've done it, like, for, 3,000 hours? I'm thinking that it might be time that, like, those people are actually fucking dead. So, yeah, I just quit.
Wow, guys, you hear that shit? I
might go back on Destiny 2.
So, did you get back into PC gaming, or what's the current situation there?
Oh, no, still current situation is, playing. I'm trying to platinum Drive Club and God of War 3. Drive Club, I can only handle. I mean, it's a great game, but I can only handle so much track racing. So I mean, I played it for like 2 days straight, and then I've been trying to go back and like finish the race or whatever. I'm like, I just can't because I'm like I got to walk away from because it's just like point A, point B, and that's it.
So you're still selling your GPU and Steam account then?
Well, I mean, my Steam account, like if I can, obviously, but I doubt that I'll ever be able to find somebody that would buy it. But my GPU, yeah, I'm selling my GPU for $250.
Gay.
980 Ti, $250, hell of a deal. EVGA edition too.
Yeah, EVGA for the win.
That is pretty good. So, what do you guys say? Who wants to start off the auctioning bid of Rambo's Corners GPU for the win edition by EVGA?
Going one's going to try.
That would be cool though. If somebody actually somebody that's watching right now, if you guys actually put a bid in, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually. I mean, obviously, if it's through one of you guys, I don't want to put it on like eBay because then it charges me, and it also like it makes it even more complicated because it goes through all that. But I mean, like if we'd still go through the what's it called? Still go through like the PayPal, so that way you still get your money back guarantee, or your payment protection guarantee or whatever.
Yeah,
and I would still, if you send it, if we did it like sideways, like without going through eBay, then I would be able to send it to you through mail that would put insurance on it and a tracking number, so that way you could keep track of it for you. I'm not. It's not that I'm like walking away completely. I'm just going to the point of like right now I'm focusing so much on these platinum trophies that I don't see me getting like much use out of my PC gaming right now. And if I could actually help somebody get something out of it right now, then I feel like that's probably the better thing to do. That way, because I can always buy a GPU later.
Yeah.
And my games, I mean, that's just that would be like what I did that in 3 months, so I should be able to do that again. If it ever comes to that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have so much going on with the platinum trophy hunt, so
This dude's got like 500 some odd Steam games. So
yeah. And
it's
it's
a
not they're
deal.
not just crappy games either. They're like Dishonored 2, a lot of the newer games. I think Dishonored 2 was my last new game that I actually bought on PC, but I have like Mafia 3, Dishonored 2, bunch of the good games, a bunch of the Call of Duties, every Call of Duty I think. Um, Dark Souls 3. I mean, I have a bunch of new ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to gaming news, though, that's really all there is what's coming to the Switch, what's not coming to the Switch. Zelda is actually going to be on the Wii U, so you get your Zelda.
Yeah, really? It's coming?
Yep, March 3rd, launch date. That's what my newest video's on. The only difference is obviously some resolution stuff and graphics. But you can't get the special edition or the master edition, as they call it, on the Wii U.
I could care less because I'm going to be honest with everybody that's watching this right now. If you look at the side-by-side comparison of the Wii U and the Switch, the fucking Wii U looks clearer. So
You think so?
yes, I do. I really
Now,
do.
wait, are you talking about the Switch off the
The tablet or
the tablet
when
portion
it's
or the
docked?
actual when it's docked?
Oh, I don't fucking know. I just saw the screenshots of like the Switch and the Wii U versions of Zelda, and they had
Okay,
a
'cause, yeah,
side-by-side still image of it. And from what I've seen, it looks clearer on the Wii U.
Well, because what you're probably seeing is like a screenshot, like is your TV. More than likely, the person's TV is going to upgrade that to 1080p at least.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, you're going from that to a tablet that's at 720p that can't, that's not being upgraded to. So chances are that's the reason why one of them looks clear. But I mean, really, from what I've seen, I mean, it looks more clear to me on the Switch.
Well, yeah, when the Switch is docked, Zelda's going to run at 900p, and it's only going to run at 720p on the Wii U. But when your Switch is out of the dock, the tablet, its max resolution is only 720p. So when you're playing it portable, it's the same game.
Yeah, pretty much the Wii U.
Yeah. So I mean, the only advantage you got there, I think, is when the tablet's docked.
But that's pretty much the only time I'll ever use
Yeah,
the Wii U.
I don't see myself taking it off the dock really ever. But so is Zelda something that you're gonna end up picking up, Brim?
That was Zelda, Mario Kart, and Smash Brothers were the three main reasons why I bought my Wii U. I have Smash Brothers. I barely play it because they turned it into a DLC fuckfest. Let's see. Mario Kart was the best game so far for me, and they did the DLC right. They gave you a lot for what you were paying for versus Smash Brothers, where they are literally nickel and diming you and fucking you in your ass. So, like, I rarely play Smash. I've been looking forward to Zelda for a long time. Like, when I first saw the announcement trailer for it, I fucking fell in love. I'm not gonna lie. I actually got hyped for it. So I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
The visuals on the Switch, like especially with the environmental stuff, like water, grass, sounds and stuff, that's all going to be better on the Switch, they say.
Oh, it more than likely will. I was just going off of. I was going off of the coffin or the coffin image that I saw with like both characters were laying down inside of it, and that was what they used as a comparison between the two. And for some reason, to me, the image just looked so much clearer with the Wii U. Now, as far as the overall gameplay, I don't know. I can't really say anything. Well, I could really care less as long as I could play the game and still enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's whether you have a Wii U or you're going to get a Switch, Zelda is obviously a day one thing if you're into Nintendo, period. So, but they're identical. They both run at 30 FPS. It's the same game. They didn't leave out any parts on the Wii U version. They didn't add any parts on the Switch version. So, I mean, it's really not that bad of a deal. I'm really happy that Zelda's going to come to the Wii U as they promised. I mean, because like Brim, I know many other people that bought the damn Wii U just for Zelda. So it's about damn time.
Yo, I need to get up on that Star Fox though, seriously, and I need to finish my 101, Wonderful 101 because that game is pretty fun. That's one game that nobody really fucking gave a shit about, and I wish they would have because that's a beautiful fucking game. Like,
well, I heard Star Fox sucked.
I could
Yeah, that's
care.
what I've heard.
I could care. Well, I could. Rambo, come on, man. Like, as somebody that buys a shit ton of games like I do, you could care less about what other people think.
Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah. So like, I mean, I'm on that level of I could give two shits. I mean, I heard. People said Star Fox was terrible. It was a fucking horse ass game, and
It was
I'm
mainly-
like, and I'm just like, I could care exactly
only-
two shits.
The only main complaint that I actually heard about Star Fox was the controls because it like forced you to use that tablet, like kind of move your body like with the tablet, like to control the plane, like to control his plane and stuff. So that was like the controls basically was like the absolute worst part. That and frame rate.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely like. I mean, Metrox just said I could probably borrow it, so I'll play it and see how it is because I really want to. I want to fucking check this game out. It looked like a pretty game from all the previews and shit. Like it looked beautiful. So I mean, and people were saying it's like originally an N64 game, I guess. And even so, that doesn't really deter me very much. I don't have to enjoy every game that I play visually in order to enjoy it. As long as there's gameplay there, and as long as the image matches up to the type of gameplay that they're aiming for, graphics could barely mean two shits to me. I play a lot of indie titles. I play a lot of old classic games on emulation. I enjoy retro games like no other. So like graphics, if I really cared about graphics, dude, I wouldn't be enjoying those games. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and no Injustice 2 or Borderlands 3 on the Switch.
yeah, what's that about?
I don't know about the whole Borderlands 3 thing, other than the Gearbox CEO said, I don't see that happening. And that kind of makes me wonder whether or not the Switch can run the game, or if they're just iffy on losing money, being, Nintendo third party is the way it is now. Didn't Gearbox develop Battleborn, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, shit, that's on clearance at Walmart for like $7. So they lost a shit ton of money.
And
on
they're looking-
Battleborn.
It's not even worth it. It's not even worth the set. Like they need to pay you $7 to buy that game.
Well, they're actually looking into changing it up to a free-to-play model, which I agree with. They really
Yeah,
It
should.
needs to happen.
Yeah.
It needs to happen soon, so that way people can actually start playing it.
So, knowing that Gearbox lost what I can only assume as a small fortune on Battleborn, I don't think they want to take a risk and put Borderlands 3 on a Nintendo platform, not knowing how it's going to sell at all. Because
Well,
at least with Xbox One, PS4, and PC, they have a general idea of what they're going to sell.
here's my thought with Nintendo and like these games like Borderlands and stuff. Is Nintendo is bringing out a console 4 years after the big two brought theirs out. Everybody's basically stuck in their ecosystem for their main. Not saying that people aren't going to buy the Switch or whatever, but your main is where you're going to be spending most of your money. Like if a third party comes out, those that have a primary or PS4, they're going to be buying it there. Vice versa. Nintendo really doesn't need that type of third party support. They don't need the Borderlands 3, the Red Dead Redemptions. They don't, because even if they had it, you really gonna buy Red Dead Redemption 2 or Borderlands 3 on Nintendo console versus like your Xbox or your PlayStation or your PC?
Why would anybody?
Yeah, so I mean, that's not what they need. They need like these third parties like to develop games specifically for the Nintendo Switch.
Or you know what? Do what they used to do with third party. Make them put something special in there for them. Like you're saying, like at least if you're gonna play Assassin's Creed, you know you're playing a Nintendo version of Assassin's Creed.
Exactly.
Like
Make
that's
it
what
different.
that's what I loved about Tekken Tag 2, dude. That's why I was so mad when my disc broke last year. I was pissed, dude, because I loved that version. I mean, they had game modes added to it just for the Wii U, and it was really good. I like it when Nintendo does that shit because it's a little bit more meaningful to me when Nintendo tries to do shit like that. Because that means you're not just playing the same fucking game everybody else is.
Well, and that's also the thing. Like they're like if they do that, then their console is like completely separated from the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But if they just start porting over games, they're not really even porting over, just getting those same games created for the Switch.
Yeah.
Then it becomes like you're now in competition with like you become one of those two.
Yeah.
So you can't compete in that area. So why not just stick with your little niche thing? And I mean, you got something great to work with. And I was actually on Porter Rock. I don't know if you know who Porter Rock is, but I was on his podcast today, and he actually said something that was actually really smart. I didn't even think about it. Is that it's powered by mobile, basically a mobile processor.
Yeah.
So why don't Nintendo, instead of like reaching out so much to say Take-Two and all these big time developers, turn around and reach out to these mobile phone developers? Because there's like RTSs on there, there's MOBAs on mobile, there's RPGs, there's a bunch of games on there, but they're on a mobile phone. And so a lot of people like me don't even pay attention to them because it's not really something that I can see myself pushing buttons on my screen to try to play it. But they could turn that and give them a bigger platform to build their game even a little bit bigger and more expansive and stuff like that, and put that on the Switch. And there's a third-party developer, but you can only find it on the Switch. You got third-party support, and there's so many mobile gamers that might consider buying a Switch because of the fact that, hey, I can now play my favorite game ever on a big handheld. And still connect with the same people and not lose any of my information. It would be great for them, I think. But I'm sure as hell not buying like Call of Duty, whatever the next one is on the Switch or anything like that's not what anybody buys Nintendo consoles for.
No, absolutely not.
But now, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. So as far as the Injustice 2 thing, I just don't see that as a Nintendo game, and especially because in Injustice 2, if you've watched the trailers and the fan theories and read some of the story, it's going to get quite a bit darker than the first one. And they're adding characters like Harley Quinn and stuff like that where it's a little bit more risque. That's why I think Injustice 2 is not going to make it there.
I really don't see that being how would you play a fighter on that console?
That's
like with those controls
too, yeah.
What are they called? Joy-Cons don't even have a directional pad. It don't even have a D-pad at all.
Really?
I don't see how they're gonna play Splatoon without a Pro controller. Really, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I don't need. That's a good question too. I don't. Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird because they don't have a D-pad at all. Like they only have a thumbstick and the buttons. That's it.
So, wait. So, like, they have no D-pad whatsoever, and no. What about you said they have a directional? They have a stick.
They have a stick. Yes,
two
that's
analog
all.
sticks.
Okay. Then that's how they're gonna play their. That's how they'll play their fighters. Then, yeah.
But that's still. I don't know.
It's gonna be uncomfortable as fuck, though.
Here's the thing. Like, I think they do this shit on purpose because they want to make the money. This is why they don't put no D-pad in there. It's the money. They know the stick will wear down fast, so they expect you to go spend more money on this shit. That's why, like, if you can afford a fight stick for fighters, I suggest you do it, or you're just gonna be wasting money on fucking Joy-Cons. It's a sham. They did the same thing with the N64 back in the day. If you played old like Killer Instinct 64 or any of the other fighters that were in the arcades at the time, and you're playing on that joystick, guess what? That shit busted down after like week 1 if you were playing a fighter all the time. Super Smash was like that. I mean, that shit was a huge stick killer. Like, it was just annoying as fuck. So keep that in mind as to why they do what they do. If you can find a peripheral that's a fight stick, even if it's a cheap one, get it. Because it's going to save you money in the long run, and these Joy-Cons are not going to be cheap. So I would suggest doing that.
And I don't even think they sell them in pairs, right?
Yeah, they do sell them in pairs. Like the pair is $80, and the one by itself is 50 or 60.
Oh, well, you'd be stupid not to buy the pair then.
To me, it'd be stupid to buy the pair or any of them. Like, that's just insane. That's way too
like,
high.
If you were in the market for just like even one of them, you would be stupid not to pay the extra $15-20 to just get the other one too.
Oh, I agree, definitely. To me, it's insane. Like their controllers cost that much. And I'm like, somebody tried to make the justification saying that like the PS4 controller and the Xbox One controller charge like $65 for it. But that thing is much more like user friendly and functional than an $80 Joy-Con.
I think my guess at it would be because of the HD Rumble or whatever they got in them things, because there's no way that shit is cheap.
No, but I mean that's the thing that they put in that nobody really even. I've never heard anybody like request. I wish my controller would really rumble like almost specifically like it's supposed to. Like it just, it was like kind of like pointless. But they did it, and that's the reason why they're costing so much.
Yeah, ain't nobody care about that shit. Like I have Rumble in my Xbox controller, right? But I could give two shits. Like I care if it's there or not.
There's some games I just turn it off because it gets annoying. I'm like, it doesn't do any. Like, it's not like something that I'm like, oh man, I love that. I love that rumbling feel. Like, I gotta have that for all my games. No, it's. Like
I gotta have it for racers and shooters.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely, because that's like, to me, that's what it's for. But like whenever I'm playing like God of War, and it's like the only time it rumbles is like when somebody hits me. I'm like, I can tell when I get hit because my guy moves. I mean, it's not like I don't need a realistic kind of like feedback.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't need one where I can like so realistic to where like you can tell where the ice cube is in the glass and everything. Because I'm like that. Like nobody's asked for that. And what's funny is like they given this so realistic HD rumble, but their games really aren't of realistic nature. So it's like, what?
What would have been?
What major title are they seriously going to be able to use that type of rumble in? Because I personally don't see what that's going to be good for, other than those gimmicky Nintendo Switch games.
Yeah, that's what it's good. I think it's what I was thinking, and whenever you said that, it's probably like the 1-2 switch. I'm sure there's some game in there, like whenever you're like milking a cow or something, maybe it rumbles like from the top to the down, like where you can feel like the milk coming through the thing. But I mean, big deal. I mean, is it really something that, like, do I really need to know what it feels like when milk passes through an udder, an imaginary udder at that? I mean, it just to me,
it's a good question, though. I mean, I better in that case, Rambo, I better not ever catch you out in the fields of Oklahoma trying to suckle on a cow. Just
you won't, man. I don't mess with that.
Oh, I'm gonna scream hypocrite at you.
That's all.
I don't understand it personally. I think it's kind of silly, maybe even stupid. Who knows? There is something cool though. CES revealed what they called it's a holographic haptic feedback. So they have these smart cars. I was watching Linus's video. He covered the smart car. It's pretty fucking cool. There's like a 3D. It's like a 3D. It's like a projector, so you can like interact with the projection. You can actually touch whatever's in the air, which only the driver can see it. So you can actually turn on your lights this way. You can operate certain functionalities of your car, the GPS. all through this little display, and it actually reacts to you when you push it. I thought that was fucking cool. I was like, wait, like, so you actually feel the button that is displayed to you through haptic feedback. So stuff like that I find fascinating. But when I see like a new Nintendo product coming out, and it should be somewhere along the lines of a true next generation experience, and it's not, it kind of pisses me off, because this does not look that much better than the Wii U.
Like, it's even strongly rumored, man, to only have 4 gigs of RAM. 4.
That's all it does have.
Oh, that's ridiculous, dude. Like, why? Like, what the fuck are they thinking? Are they just like, oh, it's Nintendo, we'll sell on the name alone? Obviously not, because the platform I actually like didn't sell worth shit because of your name. So, better fix your marketing, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, come on. 2017, 4 gigs of RAM. That is the minimum amount of RAM you need to run a 64-bit OS. Really? The minimum? Come on.
Because being a minimalist is what they pride themselves on for some stupid reason. We're like, oh yeah, you guys, you want all this good stuff? Guess what? We're going to put the bare minimum of whatever the requirements are, and we'll force our developers to work on that, because fuck wanting to be top of the line, and fuck trying to be a market-leading company anymore, because, you know, who cares about sales? We don't.
If Nintendo came out with, like, say, the Scorpio, like whatever the specs are rumored for the Scorpio. Now, at this point, I think the Scorpio can actually launch itself to the moon and, like, rehabilitate or rehabitat or whatever the fuck that ever.
It's definitely the next astronaut.
Yes, it can repopulate the world by itself. Like,
yep, confirmed.
At this point,
it's asexual, huh?
Yes, and it can create whatever you want. You just simply put it in with your little Xbox controller, and bam, you have yourself a kid.
That sounds amazing.
It's very powerful. But I mean, imagine if Nintendo came out with that, and a normal controller, everything, and then just pumped all their games in there, but also had all the third-party games, like normal third-party games, everything there. But they did it at the exact same year or whatever, around the exact same time that PlayStation 4 and Xbox, or PlayStation 5 and Xbox 2 launched. I think the tables might be turned at that point. I think that maybe that Nintendo might actually have something in order to draw people from, because a lot of people just buy the PlayStation or the Xbox based on the third-party games, like the Call of Duties and shit like that.
Which is, God, like, I want to say it's stupid, but then I'm like, well, here I am playing it on Xbox, and I actually prefer the Xbox version.
My
so
Xbox for third-party.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, so you have that. I think because they would get that crowd. I mean, they would, of course, you'd have your diehard PlayStation fans and Xbox fans always buy their console, but those people that are like kind of like just back and forth, because there's a lot of people that because the Xbox 360 or Xbox is basically known as like the dude bro console.
Yeah.
But when the Xbox lost had all the problems, and then PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 had all the better looking multiplats. So when that happened, like, all the people that didn't really care about exclusives or anything like that, they just jumped over there. And so I think that, like, if that was to happen, like if Nintendo came out and said, okay, we're launching with this side by side, with them side by side, and we have just as equal of power as what they do. Third parties are going to develop. We're going to have basically the exact same thing. The only thing we're having is we're going to have Nintendo exclusives, compared to their PlayStation and Xbox ones. I think that you would see a market shift, like, to where PlayStation and Nintendo would be like really battling it out for the number 1 and number 2 slot. I'm not saying Xbox could compete, couldn't compete, but when it comes to like exclusives, like them two have like the majority of the exclusives. Xbox is mainly there for like the Xbox Live and like I said, in the shooters and stuff. So if everybody launched equal power, I think that Nintendo would actually have a huge chunk of the pie that they've been missing for so long.
Nintendo needs to kind of go back to the drawing board. They really do, because, like, if you remember, like, the N64 was probably like the most adult console next to the Super Nintendo. They were like the last two great adult type consoles. And I say that for a few reasons, okay? Super Nintendo launched what they call Doom Troopers. If you guys don't know what that was a pretty bloody 2D side scroll. I've mentioned it here before. But it was bloody. Doom was on it, and they censored the shit out for some reason, but yet they released this game, and it was super bloody, super violent. It sold pretty good. The N64, Hexen was violent. Doom was violent for what you could see of it. I mean, Turok was probably the most bloody game on there. If anybody played the original Turok, you know what I'm talking about. It was an amazing game. Bloody, violent. And it was good. It was a good game. And for some reason, Nintendo was like, you know what, guys? This is too far. Let's dial it back some. We're getting a little too edgy. Let's not appeal to that market anymore, even though that's where all of our numbers came from. Like, it was as if like a switch of stupidity like decided it was going to flip, and that's been what we've gotten ever since. Like, I seriously do not think, as outside from a few games on the GameCube era on till now, Nintendo hasn't been the same since. And I really think that's unfortunate. I think they should. So
did you guys hear, just to kind of change subjects real quick,
mm-hmm.
did you guys hear about the YouTuber offering a sex tape for 1 million subscribers?
Ooh, which one?
Her name is Celestia Vega. She said she would do...
Oh, yeah, that's... What's her name's?
She hot?
That's the... Did you ever see the girl that was in the videos with, whatever that other whore's name was?
Zoe
Whatever.
Berger.
Zoe Berger?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
That's her.
Is there going to be some lesbian action with the two of them? Because I would pay top dollar for that shit.
Well, at 1 million
I would
subs,
buy.
she
I'd buy into it.
do
Hey,
and
you know what?
release it.
You know what? You guys share this shit and give her the timestamp from this point on. I will pay for your Kickstarter if you do this video. With, of course, Zoe Berger. Like, if you guys do that shit, I'm on it. Oh, what's up, Titanfall? Is that really the Titanfall princess in here? I can never tell because I know there's a lot of trolls that like to come in here and mess around with us.
No, that one's her.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, things are getting kind of low though. Offering a sex tape for 1 million subscribers. I mean,
It's sad. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, their ultimate goal is to get on Pornhub. So why don't they just go to Pornhub? Like, Pornhub will basically just allow you to go. I mean, it's not like it's...
Really, is that their ultimate goal?
It
is to
seems
get
like it.
Pornhub?
I mean, it seems like it because I mean, they all know that YouTube's going to ban them eventually. Like, they're not going to get away with doing like the content. And like their first reaction is Pornhub. Like, Zoe Berger was like, Pornhub, here I come, or whatever. I think I think what she's trying to do is get the popularity, because Pornhub doesn't. Most people don't take porn stars like seriously. So I think her first thing was to get the popularity going from the YouTube thing, and then switch over to Pornhub, and then have those people come follow her. Except whenever she actually uploaded, she actually ended up just losing a ton of subscribers. Like, she dropped below 1 million, I think, in the very beginning, like right the day that she uploaded that video, and it was all blurred out. I think she lost a ton of subscribers because people were only subscribing to her for that one thing.
Yeah, and see, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is they're offering these giant rewards, I guess you could call them, at 1 million subscribers, or at a certain amount of subs or views or donations for like validation or self-validation. But wouldn't that feel like super fake? I mean, that's
would to
like
me.
lying.
I mean, it would to me. I mean,
Don't judge the process, guys. Gosh.
Grim just wants to see the sex tape, but
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir.
in actuality, I mean, that's like botting to me. That's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to give away $100,000 at 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? You know what? It's fucking sexy botting.
I mean, it's empty, but like what Blaze was saying in the chat. I mean, it's creating. They're getting noticed. They're getting it noticed and a lot sooner than what they would if they tried to either just go to Pornhub on their own or if they just did a YouTube channel.
But you know what, though? They're only doing what fucking everybody else is doing, dude. You can't really blame them for that. You look at any situation that takes place here on YouTube. Look at all the big blowouts between all the big YouTubers. Dude, look at what fucking Keemstar did. I think I called it. He's forgiven Leafy is here and fucking Grade A Under A.
No, it was all for a show.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Look at the situation. All the bigger YouTubers cause drama just to keep their viewerships up. And they sacrifice friendships to do it, man. They're just like, oh, yeah, you know, we're friends or we were cool. Exactly, and that's my point.
I don't do it.
You look at you, but it sells. Drama sells, unfortunately, and that's the thing. It is here. I fucking hate it. I know you hate it. We all kind of hate it. It's like, how the fuck is anybody gonna honestly grow here if all you see is fucking drama everywhere? And if you're not calling somebody out here on YouTube, good luck fucking growing, because that's what YouTube's based on nowadays. It's calling people out and doing response videos, and I mean they're fun to watch. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that's the only way to get noticed.
My Mooch video got like, I don't know, like a little over 1,000 views.
Mm-hmm, because they thought you were going to start shit, that's why.
Yeah, and then my other videos were, I mean, my more recent one, I think is a little over 200 now or whatever, but for the most part, I mean, like, they stay around like 100 or 200, like my other videos, but like, as soon as I start talking about another YouTuber, another personality, it's like, bam, immediate. So I can almost hit like 1,000 in a day. Yeah. And it's like, I don't want to grow based off of that, because I mean, I can't keep that up. I can't just make shit up or like start shit with people just so that way I could get, I guess, quote unquote, internet famous.
Rambo are not wrong whatsoever. I won't do that on my channel, my Geek Essentials channel, and I've actually had several comments and messages saying, why doesn't Geek Essentials have more subs? He's an honest gaming, tech, and geek.
That's why. That's why.
Yeah, that's exactly why. Because I won't sit there and talk shit. I mean, you know, so it is what it is, though. It's a shitty situation.
See, here's the thing, though. Like, I like talking shit. I like debating people, but not on video. Like, if I have a problem with anybody, I want to call them bitches out in a fucking chat. Fuck this video back and forth shit. If I got issues with you, let's fucking do this.
Get it over with in one time.
Exactly. And people figure, well, fuck, it's YouTube. We might as well, you know, make it entertaining. It's like, it's entertaining to degrade somebody over video, and I understand that. But at what point do you have standards anymore? Do you have standards? Do you allow YouTube to be the one fucking thing that runs your life? I mean, look at all these other channels. I'm telling you, there's so many channels that have grown off of drama, and now that they try to go and cut to legit, they can't fucking gain an audience anymore. They can't have the same viewership that they once had because their channels fall off. They lose interest in people that used to make that sort of content and no longer doing it. So They're finding the next best thing, the next person that does it. So
I've even seen channels that have grown, like, at least to maybe even rag sizes or even sometimes even bigger, that have never done drama, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, you see, like, you catch their channel and it's like, damn, a drama video. I'm like, what? At what point, like I guess he got to a point to where, like, his views were getting to a point to where he was getting stale. So people just started, bam, like, I guess he was going to create some drama, and it worked for him. So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's the age group of who's watching videos.
Look, I want to give you guys a prime example, and in no way am I bashing him, okay? Just so we're all clear here. But there was one part
about NoobTube Gamer, please.
No. It's one of your old partner, one of the partners that you recruited, that we talked to, and we both thought, hey, this guy seems pretty cool. He seems pretty well rounded. You know, he may be kind of an Xbox fan, but he seems like a pretty cool dude. And what do you know? He does a video like pissing on a wrapped PlayStation. I mean, all to get views, because people want to support that kind of content. And this dude is gone, I guess, I mean, I don't watch his channel, unfortunately. I mean, I did at the beginning because it was somewhat entertaining, but now it's just kind of like, you could tell that he's trying his best to just get views now. You see where his intentions are, and his content's become stale because of it. So, if you guys don't know who this, I'm not going to mention his name because I really don't want to see him grow because of the kind of content.
Who he's talking about?
God, I might as well say his name. T Reaper.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, when we first talked to him, he seemed like a pretty cool dude. Like, he seemed pretty well-rounded. He was a bit of a fanboy, but, like, for the most part, he wasn't doing this crazy shit that he's doing on his channel. And now, because his views have fallen off, and he was pretty legit there for the longest time, but because he was legit, nobody was watching him. He was kind of boring. So now that he does his, like, I'm going to go ahead and piss on a PlayStation as it sits in a fucking toilet. Look at the video. It actually got views. I mean, these are the things that people do because they're desperate for views. And, I'm not trying to disrespect the guy because I don't have any ill will towards him or anything. In fact, I was supporting him for the longest time. I would, like, tweet his videos out and stuff. Even if I didn't watch him, I would still try to spread his message out. And now he switched to an entire thing where I can't even support him. And it's like, dude.
He got mixed up with
Cyclonus and fucking all those guys,
Next
dude.
Gen and all them. And, like, the thing is, like, Cyclonus is, if you looked at his channel, it's just nothing but fanboy crap, too, and it's hard to watch his channel. But Next Gen is capable of, like, just making it, like, kind of like that lighthearted joking crap,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying he's entertaining, like, but he's at least somewhat entertaining. But he's tried to emulate what they're doing and try to do it on his thing. And he went like way too far with it. And now it's like all these memes on his video and that he's created, and you can tell he's created because he's made like speech bubbles with paragraphs in them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he starts talking in different voices, like he's talking in Andrew House's voice, and that's like, come on, man! It's like it's not. You've gone down too far down the rabbit hole. But like, what happens is like these stupid gamers that, like I guess that fall into this whole like console war crap. Like follow him, tweet, like watch his videos. That gives him hope. But then not only that, but then like the more stupid he becomes, the more people tweet his stuff out. And I go, like, this dude is stupid. Look at this. And so they're watching. He's gaining views. People are subbing in because they're like, what stupid thing is he going to do next? And so these people will grow, but they eventually they get to a stopping point. But still, I mean, these channels like that shouldn't grow at all. Yeah. Like people should just see that and just go, okay, no, like nobody should watch this. But it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, there's been one person that I've been, not really going back and forth with on Twitter because he won't respond because I think Rags kind of buries this guy, NoobTube Gamer.
Oh, God.
This guy, like, I've come close to bringing him up on my channel because if you guys watch the debates he's been in.
Yeah, I just watched Fringies last night.
Oh, my God. This kid was dropped on his head. He had to have been. His logic is...
He doesn't have logic, though. That's the problem.
It's non-existent. And what little bit he claims to have, I mean, there's 5-year-olds that can outsmart this guy. I mean, it's just...
You aren't wrong, Shaner. You aren't wrong.
Speaking of this circle of people like that, last night while I was gaming, I saw some stupid video saying that... from John Kill 3D.
Oh my God!
I clicked on it.
I'm sure you did.
And oh my gosh, I got to actually listen to him, Semantic, some other PlayStation Legion dude, and JTech. Like they were supposedly having a podcast. But somehow,
was it a podcast, Rambo?
No, they were each like playing their own live stream on PlayStation 4 in a party chat on PlayStation 4, just talking to each other. Like they weren't even talking. It was like, what the hell am I?
This podcast is John Kill 3D, the autistic version.
It was because like he was.
Hashtag autism speaks.
They're like bragging about like how their Twitters are going off and like they're really the message is really starting to kick on, and like you have the whole fucking time that he was there was 4 people watching. Now, mind you, these 4 people were the exact same 4 people, minus one. One was actually just, I think, their moderator or whatever. But this person like kept on getting banned, like, because as soon as he said something, J-Tech would ban him, and he'd come right back with another troll account. Just, I mean, bam, bam, just like rotating. It's like these were the same people, like over and over again. It's like nobody's listening to them at all. Like nobody even cares. But they talked about Rags in there.
Of course they did.
Oh, it was. I was like trying to figure out because Rags is somehow anti-gamer.
What?
And a fraud. And that people were asking, like in the somebody was asking in the chat. I think it was one of Rags's followers was asking in the chat, how is he anti-gamer? Like what makes him
that guy's more pro-consumer than I am. What the fuck are they talking about?
Well, their reasoning is because he plays. Well, okay, John Kills 3D. They have differing opinions here now, mind you. John Kill 3D's opinion for the reason why he's anti-gamer is because he only buys multiplats.
What?
I don't. My thought is like, you know, if you're gaming, you're still gaming. I didn't understand the logic, but since he didn't have many PC exclusives, then he's not considered a gamer.
I am so confused.
I couldn't figure this one out. So J-Tech's, oh my gosh. J-Tech's reason why he's anti-gamer is because he doesn't play on consoles.
Oh my god. That is the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my life.
He apparently had a debate with Rags. Somewhere non-existent where nobody else heard it.
What's this? I was just gonna say, where was this again? I would have heard about this shit.
I think Rags would have told us about that.
But J-Tech just he shut him up. He quieted him up. He made him regret his hairline. They kept referring to hairline. I don't know. I don't understand that.
What the fuck?
But he slapped him upside the head with a PlayStation exclusive, and that was the end of it.
Autism speaks.
And I'm thinking, like, going, like, do these people not realize that the reason why, like, they don't attack them or go after them because of them playing on PlayStation, or that people want to be a part of them, or people want to even emulate them. They go after them because they say the fucking stupidest shit.
Yeah.
And their thing was like anybody that popped in that comment section that was like during their live stream that was basically going, that makes absolute no sense. Oh, you're blocked. You're triggered. You're blocked. You can't handle it. You can't handle the truth.
Oh, you mean like the guy today when he was saying, like, if you have a problem, stay off my page, off my YouTube page, and I sent him a reply, and I said, that's not how social media works, because it doesn't. You cannot sit there, say the dumbest fucking shit on the planet, and then expect to be protected because you're stupid. It doesn't work that way.
It blows my mind. Like these people, I don't know how this guy has gotten 7,000 subscribers. Maybe before, like back whenever he was Pyro, maybe like he was better than what he is now. I don't know, because I never saw him until like here recently. But I just was
J-Tech.
Yeah.
No,
has he always been
when he was Pyro? He was
he's always been this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always been retarded, actually. No, he's literally retarded. I've got friends that are actually cool with him, and they've told me that he's actually got some pretty messed up issues.
Oh, okay, so he's like not okay in the head.
No, he's not. And that's kind of why I stay away from him. I don't talk to him. I don't associate with him, because I don't want to sit there and play into somebody's game when they're special needs. Like I can't do that. So
well, yeah, because you're not really fighting on an even battle.
Right, yeah.
And eventually you're gonna end up saying, "What are you, fucking retarded?" And then it's like, yeah, I really am. So, because I would now that I know that, I might just like back off from that. But I was looking up John Kill John Kills. Because remember, I joined the PlayStation Legion on PlayStation
Oh, boy.
4. Their little. No, I didn't join the Legion. I never talked in there, but I joined their little community.
He's all, no, I didn't do that.
No, I can't. I just can't. So in there, I saw members, and so I scrolled through there, and I went to like John Kills. I found John Kills PSN ID,
Mhm.
and it kills me that like I actually have more platinums and stuff than what they do, and like that's their only system they play. But then John Kill like there was I think that the only exclusives he's played is like Until Dawn and God of War 3, like remastered. And he just played them, and once he got done with them, he was done with them. But you have like Drive Club, Bloodborne, all these great exclusives that they always talk about. They don't even play.
And they never play. Yep.
Rambo, you need to take over this PlayStation community. You are primarily a PlayStation guy, and you're probably the only one with a fucking head on their shoulders.
Yeah, I can see it now. Rambo Tech TV. It'll be
Hey, there she is.
Maybe I can set that up, Rambo Tech TV, and see
Rambo
what
Tech
happens.
TV.
Okay, vote Rambo 2017.
Ramho. That works. That works.
You just instead of you be like achievement hunter, except trophy hunter.
Did you just get home?
Sort of.
Well, hi. How is
Hi.
everything? What's going on?
Things are fine.
I
All's
hear
well.
a female faintly in the other room. Is she tied up?
No, no. Oh, she's not.
Ball,
And I heard that
ball
I heard
gag?
you got.
Nothing she can't get out of. She could if she wanted to.
I heard you got owned in a debate about a week ago.
I didn't know
Yeah,
I was
by
even in a debate.
JTech or something, right?
Yeah, JTech
I never debated JTech.
shut you up, slapped you upside the head with the PlayStation exclusive, and you couldn't say
Hashtag
anything about
facts.
When
I don't about a week ago. I don't know where it happened.
I have
Oh,
no
God.
idea about this. I'm just now learning about this.
Yeah, I learned about it last night. I was like, Rags like held out on me. I was wanting to see this, but
And
maybe
this,
he
ladies
got
and gentlemen,
embarrassed.
is why
I have
autism sucks.
No clue. What game?
Well, I figured that since you got embarrassed like that, you probably didn't want to upload the audio, so I can understand. You know.
Oh yeah, gotcha, yeah. If anyone has the audio, please let me know. I have no idea what I'm missing, even though I was apparently there.
Oh, and you're apparently anti-gamer
Oh yeah.
because you buy multiplats. Well, John Kill thinks you're anti-gamer because you buy multiplats,
Yeah, most games people play are multiplats.
and
No
then
matter who you are, like most of the
JTech
games are multiplats.
JTech's reason for you being anti-gamer is because you don't play on console.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. I mean, if you don't think about it at all,
Yeah, I mean, if I got
If you really don't put any forethought
yeah,
into
if you
this,
put
it
no
makes
thought
sense.
into it whatsoever and think about it, it's not at all. Then yeah, it makes perfect sense. But I don't know what this. I don't know what this is with JTech. I haven't heard from him in a long time.
It's called.
It's very possible it just got drowned out in my Twitter. Because I mean, what am I at now? Let me see. I just miss things. It's just the way it is. I'm at
It's called autism.
11,240. So I won't see everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, unless you want to sit there and scroll through your notifications all the time. Because, I mean, how many people actually put your Twitter handle in every one of their tweets almost?
I mean, I can, because at least it's linear, so it's hard to miss things. You just have to keep scrolling long enough. And I do keep my phone at work and when I'm out. So if I have a moment, I'll normally check on it. Even though my iPhone 4 could barely run Twitter. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But the, I'll check it every once in a while. But if let me go to his channel. I'll have to do it through let's see, am I blocked by him or not?
It's an on and off thing with him and you, isn't it?
Let's see. I like to YouTube PC port begging trolls versus JTech TV. Okay. Okay. I was able to look up this JTech TV guy, but he blocked me. Any idea why? I've never had contact with it. Yeah, I joined the club. So
for some reason, I'm still being followed.
Well, it happens. Apparently today, the 18th, he said PC port begging trolls versus JTech TV. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I haven't seen him speaking to me or anybody. So how's his channel doing? Oh, he's getting a few subs. He's getting a couple. He's probably getting a couple a day. Let me go to Social Blade here. I'm doing pretty good too.
I think people sub to him at this point just to see what he's going to say, but I don't know why. Because as soon as because eventually you're even subbing to him for that reason.
That dude.
Eventually you're going to want to say something.
No, that dude's subs are like that.
I've got about 16,000 subs in the last 5 days. So let me see. Let me check his channel, see how he's doing. And remember, it's not argumentum ad popularum, because I'm not saying I'm right because I'm way more popular than him. I'm just saying I'm way more popular than him.
Invisible.
So let's go to Jay.
I think that's like their biggest problem with you.
They fucking hate that. They're so goddamn salty. It's
because whenever you first started attacking them or whatever, you were below.
I was a nobody. He's like, who's this guy? Who's this dog guy? Now all of a sudden, look at me now, and look at you. Look at you.
And so now all of a sudden, like, you become irrelevant. And...
Look what I can do.
Yeah. It's like I just ignored it. It's like I don't care about you anymore. It's like I've used you as the stool that you are. It's like NoobTube Gamer and John Kilney. They're nobodies that we make fun of them for everyone's entertainment. That's all they are.
I'm sorry.
He's got 57 subs in the last 30 days.
Is NoobTube part of this PlayStation Legion?
No, actually, NoobTube he's a console peasant.
He actually, but he,
special ed for console peasants. I think he would be like leader.
They
of that
would
class.
absolutely be in the same graduating.
Yeah.
Well, no, they wouldn't graduate, but but they would. I mean, like JTech apparently blocked NoobTube because Noobsy wouldn't join his little legion, his little cult. So you see, Noobsy isn't he's a console peasant. But he's not a corporate slave. He's a console slave.
See, maybe what I should do is reach out, because since JTech seems to, I don't know what his thing is, whether he actually is just following me to spy on me or what. I followed him back just to make sure that in case something comes up that pops up on my feed.
No, Rambo, I know what this is he is actually predicting your future. He thinks that once you get into a walker, he's going to be able to fuck you and you can't run away.
He's like, I want to see when that happens, man.
Not gay at all. Don't worry. It's completely legal. Rambo is a consenting adult.
When it comes to that, I've thought about actually like trying to apply for the Legion.
Really?
That he gets a
no, the reason why is so that way I get the because they're always in these little Skype chats or whatever. So you get to do the Skype recordings, and then just expose Central, have like a little JTech TV mini series on my channel, where I just go through and play the Skype calls, because the shit that says, I mean, I can only the shit they say publicly.
Oh gosh,
could you imagine what it's like privately, like when it's unhinged, where you just there's no self-restraint. It would be golden to actually have that audio.
Oh my god,
I just don't know if I can sit through it.
He retweets Michael Moore.
Oh well, that's okay.
There's another autistic.
Like if we haven't established what kind of person he's now, Washington Post retweets.
That guy supports everything that is anti-establishment.
Imagine everything that's bad, he supports it all.
You're absolutely
everything.
Right. Yeah, you're
everything.
Right. You're absolutely right. Anything that involves censoring you as a human being, he supports, because that's the way he is. He doesn't like people's opinions, and because this supposed debate was about you being anti-consumer, and I just told these guys, I'm like, Rags is more consumer friendly than I am. I don't know where the fuck you got this from.
Yeah, I don't know about this debate. I've never had a debate. I don't really care for the debate thing. I don't anything more than just a casual passing sort of thing. It's just not my thing. I don't really care for it. I'd rather do other things. I like it when I can just take time. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, it's obviously not. Yeah, this whole thing about how I'm afraid to do it. That's obviously not true.
Well, if you, to me, if your channel was still back where it was, it wasn't growing, but you were still making videos, then that might be something that you might entertain a little bit more.
Yeah,
because
probably.
it would garner more publicity. But as it stands right now, you're doing just fine. So there's no
yeah.
reason to actually go and have this debate.
And I watched I listened to the Fringy versus NoobTube Gamer thing, and it was pretty bad. I mean,
I'm gonna have to listen to this. I saw it the other night pop up on the side, but
I mean, you obviously know who mopped the floor with who in that one. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It's fine to listen to. It wasn't too cringy. Because the thing is with NoobTube Gamer, he's really, really cringy to listen to, and you just don't want to listen to him. He's like JTech TV. You get to a point where you're just like,
I've had to suffer them enough whenever I listen to your video on them. I don't know if I can.
It's hard, man. It's hard. It's tough.
I don't know if you heard, but I actually listened to while I was gaming, so it was kind of like passing through. But listened to a John Kill 3D JTech TV podcast, like an hour and a half. I don't know. They called it a podcast, but it was kind of like me and you gaming with each other, and we're just like having a conversation. That was kind of like what it was and to see how many people we could ban. But I was trying to figure what it was that they were like talking about, or try to see if I could figure out what their ultimate end goal was, because they followed me, but I don't understand why. But it seemed like it was all about you. Like it was constantly about like how one of them they in a debate and all this thing, and
lightning rod of hate. It's great.
But you're gonna like destroy PC gaming altogether.
Yeah, that's me. I love it so much. I'll destroy. It's this weird, cruel, ironic sort of.
I just couldn't understand they had no logic behind it. It was like just
I'm gonna go Anakin Skywalker and just destroy the thing I love. It's tragic, tragic tale, but sometimes it's how it happens.
This is what happens between a boy and his PC.
How they pieced all the pieces together. I just couldn't figure out how they came up with that. Like that.
Yeah, there are still. Well, I mean, sometimes it just doesn't matter to even bother, because we still have people saying that I'm just doing this for money. Even though in videos I'm clearly like, this is my page, these are my buttons. See how this button is not pressed. See, I'm mousing over it and it's lighting up, but I haven't pressed it. It's still people. You just can't. It's just a waste of time sometimes.
Oh my goodness!
He's doing it for the money. See, there's ads on it. It's like,
you're a greedy son of a bitch.
Let me explain to you how ads work. Because I guess it's a shock to people that if you use copyrighted material that isn't yours in a video, the claimants can monetize the video and they get the money for it and not you. I guess that's news to them.
Man.
I don't get any of that money. I wish I did. I mean, since but we'll get there.
That's like I said, man. Autistic.
Let me see. Sir Sick, the social inequality crusader. He's a good YouTuber. He's pretty small. He's got like 6,000. He's got about 6,000 subs. 6,500 subs. He did a video on John Kill because he saw my stuff and he wants to get into that as well. So I've tweeted out one of his videos that's pretty good. He's pretty entertaining. I like his stuff. But these guys are these little bitty channels are just punching bags for better channels, really, and they don't really know it yet. Like the most useful thing they could do for their side is to shut down their channels. Is just disappear. That's the best thing you could do for your side, is to just stop. Just stop already.
Or just not respond to like what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
If they had like a video like you did, obviously they're going to gain some subs from it, because people always sub just to see what happens.
Oh yes, people hate watch, absolutely.
But I mean, just enjoy the fact that a bigger channel even noticed you.
Yeah. Be great.
Enjoy the growth from it. But don't acknowledge the fact, because I mean, obviously, like there was a reason and it actually worked. So, acknowledging it and like trying to combat it is just like you're fighting a huge hill, and it's just not going to work.
If you type in JTech TV in Google, his channel pops up first, but my video pops up second. Even before his Twitter, my video on him pops up. The one now JTech TV's anti-gamer. No, seriously. That pops up before his Twitter even pops up. Let's see what happens if I go to Google, if I go to YouTube, what pops up. his channel, then mine, then mine, then mine, then mine, then mine, then mine, then someone else exposing him, then someone else exposing him, and then finally you get a video by him. Oddly enough, the one where he just straight up copied my video's name. That's how irrelevant he is, even when you search for his name.
When it comes to like, Brim, you know how we were talking about like sales earlier.
Yeah.
The numbers came out, like some independent firm. I guess they were like they kind of hold some credibility because like the bigger gaming sites actually tweeted it, or not tweeted them out, but wrote a story about it, like their findings, because they actually were, I guess, were right along the lines of some other numbers they came up with. But they said that now that the lifetime sales for Xbox One are at 26 million, and it's no longer doing better than the 360.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess PlayStation's sitting around 55 million.
So all right, Xbox 360 sales figures as of now, or sorry, as of May 13th, 2010, it sold 40.3 million.
Right, but that was like, when did they come out?
That's 6.5 years ago.
They came out like 11 years ago.
Let me go to VG charts and see, because you can't digitally download it. I can
yeah.
this. Alrighty. Total global sales for the Xbox 360 worldwide, 85.5 million.
But I think that from like where they were at, like in 2 or 3 years after launch, was that like 28 million? So apparently, I mean, it's still doing good. I mean, it's not like it's failing or anything.
PlayStation 3 sold more globally than the 360.
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm. Not by a huge margin, but it did beat it globally. But here's the thing that's interesting. In North America, the PlayStation 3 had 20 million fewer sales, but it still had about 1 million more global sales. So America's not the world, people. Yeah, like in Japan, the Xbox 360 only sold 1.66 million in Japan. That's it. But the PS3 sold 10.4 million.
Yeah, I mean, when you count sales, I mean, you can't just count a region.
Yeah, as much as you might want to.
But like when it comes down to like looking at the picture of it, though, the big picture, like you see a graph with 55 million, 26 million, and the Wii U at 13 million.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
At this point, what does celebrating a month, even if your console wins they would celebrate it like a victory if it like sold one more than the PlayStation 4. Yep. But what point is it, like, even in the fanboy sense, to celebrate winning like a month in just one region when you're like getting beat like 2-1 overall? Like, it doesn't. I don't understand. Like, how do you like find is that some sort of like moral victory?
Yeah. It's the argument of popularity. Really, it's better because it's more popular.
At that moment in the United States.
At that moment. But as soon as things shift and it's not popular anymore, or the sales swap, I mean, it's dumb. It just goes to show how, just brainwashed they are when you have you're like, if you're an Xbox fanboy and you're talking about sales, which is suicidal why you would bring up sales if that's what's important between you and PlayStation. It's really, really hard to make the argument that you're better because you're selling more when you're lagging behind globally by like 30 million now.
Yeah, that's kind of like
really, that's not a hill you want to die on.
And that's what I don't know if you like even caught any of the early part, but that was like one of the things that the ICXM site wrote today. It was like they dissected the NPD numbers for North America numbers basically for December, and they said if you subtract PlayStation 4 Pro numbers, then Xbox One won. And so they're declaring a victory because they're not counting Pro numbers, because that to them that's another generation. You can't count that. And I'm like going, at what point? I mean, does it because you basically won now by your standards by 55,000 consoles, but you're getting like the overall picture, you're by 30 million. I mean, like, what does that 55,000 really do for you?
it's like, let's see, if 50,000 is 1/20th of a million ish, that means that it's like 1/600th of the difference or something like that. I don't know. I'm doing this off the top of my head. So it's not really a big deal. Let's say go 30 million.
It just seems kind of like it just whenever you see the full numbers, it just kind of like really puts everything into even a more of a perspective. Like this is like you're beyond stupid at this point. Like
Why? Like, here's the thing. Like, do you buy your console because it sells better, or do you buy your console because there's games on it that you want to play? That's what it should come down to. It should never come
have
down
never
to...
thing Xbox guys still they talk about games.
I've never looked at sales. I've never once looked at sales until like they just started going across Twitter, you know. And I thought, well, whenever like the actual like websites or whatever did it, I would click on them, you know, because they were it's just informative, you know, just like whatever. It was never really about like,
Yeah.
ooh, which one sold more, which one sold more.
0.002% of 30 million. So
But now-
bravo.
These people like focus like on. It's almost like they think that since their reasoning, that this is Tim Dog's reasoning, is that since the Xbox One S, the Scorpio is not even out yet, and the Pro is out, and since they're still so close, then once the Scorpio happens, it's over. Like it's Xbox all the way from there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's it's just not how like life works. I mean, the Scorpio nor the Pro was never built to be a replacement console. It's kind of like quote unquote it's kind of using it loosely, but in console terms, like the enthusiast of the bunch. So the people that really still want the console, you know, gaming, but want the higher end portion of it are the ones going to go out and get it. Kind of like the people that would really want the higher end PC things are going to be the ones that pick up like the Titans and the 1080 Ti's and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which sell a lot, by the way.
Well, they do. I mean, but in retrospect, I mean, there's a lot more people that care about, you know, enthusiasts on the PC side than there are really in the console market. So I mean, I really don't understand like what they're thinking that's going to happen when the Scorpio launches, because it's going to be basically the exact same sales wise as the Xbox One, or not the Xbox One, but the PlayStation 4 Pro, because it's just only certain people are going to pick it up. Only certain people really care about this thing. Now, if it was a complete new generation, yeah, I mean, it would, you know, a ton of people would, because you'd have to pick that up to buy the next level of games. But that's not how it's being billed. So I mean, it's really a kind of a moot point to even release it.
Yeah. It's all pretty retarded if you ask me.
Now, can I ask you this though? And we've talked about it today on another podcast, but HDR, HDR gaming is something that Microsoft started with, as far as in between this console war. Now, when it comes down to it, like whenever you actually like pit list against list, as far as like which games actually support HDR, you can actually fit like Xbox's list on a very short piece of paper, little piece of paper. But like PlayStation has like 90 some games on there. Okay. And then now you have this new game coming out in February, Halo Wars 2, and it was just announced yesterday that it is not going to support HDR. So that means no Halo game is going to have HDR capable. Like, what's the point in actually even buying the S if like the games aren't even going to support what the reason why you bought the S for?
That is awkward.
It just, and then like Mass Effect Andromeda, it came out and said that I don't know if we can expect it to or not, but they came out and said that there is not going to be any Scorpio support for Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, they are not going to go back and patch it, anything like that. They said that if they release a Game of the Year edition, then they will consider it. But as of right now, it's not, even though that PlayStation 4 Pro is going to have the Pro version.
So, okay, well, there you go.
It's just kind of odd to me, like that you're building this and like you don't even have the developers on board with like at least putting the upgrades in it to where you at least get the 4K portion out of it, or at least
what it is. This is the main thing. Okay, we have no standards being implemented for the next generation. None whatsoever.
Yeah, there really aren't.
There's no standards.
You get, people will buy it no matter
exactly.
what.
Thank you. Yep, that's my point. Yep. If they had standards, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But unfortunately, we have too many people that are just like, well, I'm just going to buy this, and well, there you go. I'm just going to buy this. You know, they would rather bitch about blades of grass in GTA 5.
I'd never get over that one.
Neither will I.
Like, what the fuck?
Then to fucking, it's like it just leads back to what we talked about earlier. People will bitch about the most mundane, non-issue things ever talk about than the things that really matter in gaming. And this is one of those things, standards. And until these standards are actually presented by the community and fought for, these standards will never ever be fucking implemented. And unfortunately, with this community we're fucked as gamers because these idiots don't want to fucking make sure to hold developers to a certain standard.
No, and what PlayStation or Sony and Microsoft should have done at the launch of the PS4 and Xbox One is demanded, like, if your game is going to be released on our system, it's going to be 1080p, 60 frames per second. Of course, give them the hardware that they could, do that on. But that should have been like the same, like the thing, like you cannot release your game if it doesn't meet these standards. Because right now, like PlayStation put a demand on every developer after October. If your game releases, it has to have a pro patch in it. It has to be pro supported. So if they can do that demand to them, then they should have started out this generation with that demand. I don't think any of these other new systems, the Pro nor the Scorpio, would have ever even been thought of if the games would have launched and been 1080p 60 frames per second from the get-go.
Yeah.
That now they're kind of over, to me it seems like they're over overcompensating for the lack of the 60 frames and 1080p, and to the point of like, well, we're just giving 4K and that's all they care about. But like, no, that's not really everything that it should be like, because there's still no standards in the 4K region. It's 4K and then
whatever you get,
whatever you can get with the frame rate,
which is gonna be really hit and miss.
Oh, it is. Either that or you're gonna be missing a lot of visuals in order to hit the 60 frames per second.
Yeah, it's like what is the good of 4K if your visuals aren't if the texture quality, for instance, is garbage? What's the point of that clarity? I mean, I understand clarity is really good. It's really good. It's really good to have resolution, more so on a PC because you're closer to the screen.
Yeah,
right? Because that's how eyes work.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're gonna have a 4K resolution image, but everything is it still has really blurry textures,
stretched out. Yeah,
that are stretched out. Then yes, the images will be much more clear. However, that will be directly contrasted to the fact that your texture quality is poo-poo.
I mean, it'll have to be, because that's the one that's one of the things that I like about in just reference to like the two consoles. That's the one thing I like about the Pro, is that they do allow you to do like 1440p or 1800, like whatever, and then upscale it through the checkerboard, which that at least allows. It kind of lets you go to the limit of like what the power of the system can go, and then upscale it from there. Granted, it's still not 60 frames per second, but I mean, as far as the visuals go, like they at least get to a point there. But now the Scorpio, of course, we don't know too much everything about it, but they're already saying like 4K 60 for every first party game.
No.
I mean, eventually, depending on like what CPU you launch it, I mean, it's going to eventually look like crap, because
so it's going to be stretched out 4K with 60 FPS.
It seems like that's the only way they could do it, is to stretch it out.
Yeah, that's the only way it's going to happen.
Because like you couldn't take like a game like, say, Gears 4 and run that off of just basically the Pro with just a little bit bigger GPU. You couldn't run that the exact same settings as I'm running on my PC at 4K 60 and get that same the same texture as everything translated over to the Scorpio. So they're going to have to take a hit somewhere in order to get that 60 frames per second solid.
So, I mean, it's another thing, and this goes kind of back to what we're talking about with standards, and this all ties it up together. The question is, I guess, is it going to be 4K in respect to the aspect ratio? Is it going to be 4K in what we would expect as 4K should be? Or are they going to do the same fucking retarded bullshit that they did last generation when they're like, this is 1080p, when it wasn't even a true... You see, yeah, sort of. You know what I'm getting at. So is this, I mean, are we seeing that? Are we going to see that again?
Well, I literally I quoted Dreyer Smith, who said, I'm paraphrasing just a little bit here, but he said, because he was talking about he's talking about 4K and all that, and I said, basically, it's not really like the Xbox One S. It really isn't 4K though, is it? And he said, well, it doesn't. He said it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter if it is or not, because that's how marketing is now with like the PlayStation and everything. I mean, he literally was like, it doesn't matter if it really is or not. You know, it says it on the box.
Well, because he really believes that there's no games on the PlayStation 4 Pro that hit 4K native, and there is.
I mean, there's like,
but it's not. I mean, nothing to write home about. Like saying like there's.
But
like
is that 4K? You know, but what matters, Rambo, is that 4K true aspect ratio or not? We could sit here and say it's 4K all day, but is it 4:3? Is it 16:9?
It's 16:9.
All right. So what's the first dimension? Is it just 4K or 2560? Is it 2550 or is it some weird number like it's gonna be 1325 by 2600?
No, they're like the games that are running in native 4K are the 3840 by 2160.
Okay, all right.
But I mean, like I said, whenever it comes to those games that are doing that on the Pro, they're far and few between. So it's not like there's a bunch of them that are out there doing it.
Yeah.
But they can technically say that the console can do 4K because it technically can. But like he's still under the impression that there's not a single game on the PlayStation 4 Pro that's doing 4K. So that therefore it doesn't matter. You can just say 4K because Sony's saying 4K.
Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, that's false advertising. You shouldn't be allowed to say 4K if it's not native 4K. You can't stretch an image to that size and be like, "Hey, it's 4K."
It's native.
They do have native 4K games.
In the chat.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
Skyrim is running at 4K native. The Skyrim remastered. There's a few other. I can't think of all the titles because I really don't really get into the like which titles are and which titles aren't. But I know that Skyrim is, and NBA 2K17 is running at 4K native, 60 frames per second. Because they tweeted out like saying that was actually going to be native. So I mean, there's games on there that do run it, and they're bigger. Some bigger games. And so that's the reason why they can get by with saying they don't say like every game's 4K or anything like that. They just said the game that can do 4K, the console that can do 4K, which it can technically.
What's the 4K? But 4K should be 4K, right? Like that's what I'm thinking. Why would it be called 4K just because it's at 2000? Like really? Like that's what we call 4K?
No,
I mean,
like what they can say 4K because like they have a few big games that are running at 3840 by 2160. Like natively, they're not being upscaled to that or stretched to that. They're running at that resolution.
But see, okay, so that's not 4. But you see what
that is 4K.
3840 is 4. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I'm getting at? I mean,
yeah, but I don't know what you're getting at because 3840 by 2160 is the resolution for 4K.
It's the marketing. It is the marketing of the way it's done. That's what I'm arguing here.
But it's not though. That's actually what the only other the other 4K that there is, because there's that 4K and then there's one other 4K that is not recognized by like say movies and stuff like that. And the that 4K is so I forgot what they even use it for. But because I'm gonna let's see 4K resolution because I don't want to tell you the wrong numbers because I had it there for a while. But there's like two different standards as far as like what like UHD1 and UHD2. UHD1 is adopted by the television industry, and that's the 3840 by 2160. And UHD2, which is adopted by the NHK BBC. I don't know what that technically is, but it runs at 7680 by 4320.
By 4320?
Yes.
On a TV, right?
No, not on a TV. Like that's not like every TV runs on what they consider native 4K on a TV is 3840 by 2160.
Okay, but so and that's kind of my point. It's marketing. Okay, Rambo, I'm not saying just gaming. I'm talking about 4K as a whole. It's been marketed poorly. It's false representations of what you're actually getting.
Well,
that's what I'm getting at.
Okay, no. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I was wrong with you. The DCI 4K resolution standard, which DCI, I don't know what that is. It's like some sort of I don't understand like these industry terms for their industry. The DCI 4K resolution standard, which has a resolution of 4096 by 2160. But that aspect ratio is a 1:9:1 aspect ratio. 1.9 semicolon 1. Now UHD, ultra high definition televisions, like what that is, the 4K standard for television and computer monitors is 3840 by 2160. So that is what is accepted in the industry as being native 4K. Like they don't go by the 4096 by 2160.
And I think I'm saying for accuracy, more about accuracy instead
for accuracy, yeah, but I mean I don't even think 1920 by 1080 is actually true, like because they have it like
please tell me you're gonna say that's not true 1080p. Please tell me that it's not true 1080p.
It's not to the DCI standards, like whatever the DCI is. It's not like they have another little thing that jarts out a little bit wider than that.
Darts.
I was reading in the same time, but it goes out a little bit wider than that, and it's
also a little wider.
The DCI. It's called DCI 2K, 1080p. Then you have like DCI 2K, which isn't 1440p, but it's. Let me see. So what's DCI 2K? That will tell me. Digital Cinema Initiatives is what DCI stands for.
Okay.
Okay, well that makes sense there. Now I know what the hell DCI stands for.
I wish they would have just gone 1080p ultra graphics 60 FPS instead of trying to jump the shark to 4K. And for the marketing, they could have just been like, okay, they've got more resolution, but look at the detail, and they could just zoomed in. It's like, look how good this is compared to this. Look how good this is compared to this, and then they
would have sold very well.
30v60. Yeah, if graphics are such a huge deal, then you could have said, yeah, the resolution only matters if such and such. You got a big ass TV, things like that. But we have ultra settings, and it's like those PC guys always talk about ultra settings. Well, instead of jumping to 4K. Which only matters if you have. Honestly, you have to have a 4K TV for it anyway. Everybody will be able to use this. Everybody will be able to access the advantages of it. It will look better and be smoother. And I know I would much rather have 1080p all ultra 60 than 4K whatever I get.
Like I said, to me it should be not just marketing, but it should also be an accurate marketing.
But the reason that this screen kind of tells me a little bit more. The reason why they don't go with that is because technically here's like the thing. They have 8K, which is 7680 by 4320. You have what they call Cinema 4K, the DCI 4K. which is just 4096. It has to have a horizontal resolution of 4096 pixels. The vertical resolution isn't specified because the reason why they don't do that is because they said movies vary in aspect ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, that's the reason why there's no vertical resolution, because some of them can be smaller, some of them can be taller. Just so as long as it has the 4096 pixels horizontally. And now the quote unquote UHD is 3840 by 2160 because of the fact that that's the actual one that fits the aspect ratio of 16:9, which is TVs and monitors and everything like that. So that's the reason why those are what we consider 4K. But technically, like you would be correct, technically it would not be true 4K or whatever. But it is 4K by standards.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2K is the same way. You have 1080p is 1920 by 1080. Then you have like the next thing that's called widescreen ultra extended graphics array, which is basically like what the Cinema 4K is for projectors. This is for monitors and projectors. It's 1920 by 1200.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I mean, it's not technically, I guess, in a technicality sense, but that would be kind of like trying to market this resolution screen here would be kind of hard because of the fact that, I mean, you would literally have, let's see, from 1080 you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resolutions just to get to true, true definite 4K from 1080p. So I mean that would be kind of hard to market that. So I think that's the reason why they just went with 3840 by 2160, because then you could actually say your resolution has to meet this number rather than just as long as it hits 2160p, then we're good. Just whatever the other, the vertical resolution, we don't really care. I mean, because then you could have some people making games that are the size of your phone screen, but as long as they hit 2160p horizontally, they could consider themselves 4K. So I think that's the reason why we set the standard at 3840 2160.
Buzzwords.
Yep.
Streamlined 4K.
Shane! Oh, he's not there. I'm guessing. So, anything you want to talk about? Anything happened to you that was kind of fun and, whimsical on Twitter there, Ragsy?
Him or me?
You're Ragsy. I'm not Ragsy.
Well, anyway, I don't want to assume people's, like maybe someone else is Ragsy. I wouldn't,
That's fair.
Be what you want to be. Nothing really comes to mind, I suppose.
Because don't you know, you're supposed to be able to get shielded from social media. Do not comment on my channel or on my YouTube
Oh,
page.
yeah, that dude. He was talking about, he was telling me and Jeff Holiday that, he reported us so we could get banned from Twitter. Because, I guess he thinks that porn is banned on Twitter. It isn't, by the way.
No, it's promoted.
Yeah. So yeah, he did that, and then he made this video, this cringe-ass channel, because he uses this cutesy fox thing as his avatar, and then in his videos he's like this ugly-ass old bald guy. Okay, that's sort of a weird juxtaposition.
Who is this?
Shawn Michael, I think is his name. I think his name is Shawn Michael. But he was saying he was calling out people to debate him about like gender identities or something like that. Some SJW bullshit.
Oh, this should be fun. I would love to debate that.
And so I'm like, oh, okay. And I went to his channel and I just said, you're a faggot.
Well, there's actually somebody, one of these gender people made a video. I saw like
I'm a gender people.
I don't know if you know who like Andy Worski is or whatever.
Yeah. I watch it sometimes.
He made a video. I watched it in this. I guess it's a more well-known transgender woman. I guess that was a man, but still has like this huge Adam's apple and stuff. I don't know.
Oh, Riley J. Dennis.
Yeah.
That is the subject actually of my next video that I'm doing.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
They did a video. He did.
This should be fun.
Whatever, did a video saying that more people need to like be talking about this, but like 3-year-olds getting
Yeah.
being
3-year-olds
transgendered.
Yeah, 3-year-olds
able-
should be able to get like hormone blockers and puberty stallers and things if they say that they identify as something else.
And they don't have
And
any
it's-
business
yeah,
having
and it's
fucking
obviously
children.
it's like it's self-evidently stupid to let a 3-year-old be able to make that kind of change to their body. It's self-evidently stupid. But this, I mean, she's insane. I think she wants to be called.
Yeah,
she's
I don't
insane.
know.
And what, like, she has this video about, more about me, what I am, but her channel is almost basically every video of hers is downvoted because she's insane. Like she's just mental. She's a
I'm not even sure if she's actually recognized by the transgender community, just for the fact of her viewpoints. I think her viewpoints actually like paint transgendered people into like some sort of craze.
Yeah, absolutely. Blair
they're
White
not-
makes videos about her.
Yep,
so
it's
pretty-
hilarious.
She's an idiot. Absolutely, she's insane. I mean, she'll say, I'm a socialist, and in the same video, she said, I'm an author. I have 3 books. You can buy them, such and such. And they're like, well, you're not much of a socialist. You're a shitty socialist, aren't you? And she talks about how like when she had that video where she says, this is more about me, and then she dwells on the transgender issue, and she's like, I don't know what is like. This seems to be the thing that everyone tends to notice, at first and talk about all the time. And like, well, you're the one making a big deal about it. Like everything about here is like trans.
I think I'm beginning to wonder if this person's actually trans or if this person has
Well, it looks
done
like
this in
a
order
guy
to gain. Yeah,
does
that's
look-
what it looks like to me.
I mean, it's clearly a man who is cross-dressing but identifies as a female. So I'm like, okay, we'll call you she because whatever. And let me see. She's just insane. She really is just.
Yeah, but she was
insane.
like, she's promoting this. Like her research that she quoted on this was, well, I said that loosely, was from some group that passes out hormones to children as early as 8 years old.
Oh my god, I would kill them. I would seriously fucking kill them. I'm not kidding.
There's no like the pills are to stop puberty.
Yeah.
That's
And
Oh my
giving
God.
kids giving kids stuff like that obviously is really bad because it messes with their hormones and their brain connections and their
should
body
be-
chemistry. You need
It
to let
should be like
someone know.
illegal.
It should be child abuse to do that. It really should be child abuse to do that. And obviously, I didn't know. I mean, kids don't know anything. Kids are dumb. Kids are stupid. They don't know fucking anything about anything. So
If a kid at 8 years old, I'm not promoting that this should ever happen, but if a kid at 8 years old could not say, "I want to have sex with that person," and be give consent for that, and they sure as hell should not be able to give consent for changing their gender.
yeah, I mean, if your 5-year-old comes up to you and says, "Daddy, I want to smoke a big old doobie," you can't actually give them you can't give them drugs despite whether they like it or not. That's insane. Okay, that's
And
really
she's, this video it just pissed me off to the little tidbits that they showed during this video. I was like, I would probably choke her if I was actually around her and she was saying this shit.
No,
'Cause
I would that kind of thing really. So those are the things that really bother me are fucking with kids like that really, and it should piss anybody off. They have no right to do that to kids. They have no business having kids. They shouldn't even be allowed to fuck for kids.
I mean,
I didn't
someone
even
go to
know
her,
that.
Go
but
to
I
her
didn't-
YouTube
okay.
channel. Just go to her videos and start naming off her titles.
Oh,
But I
Jesus.
Her
didn't-
videos, and that'll give you a good idea about what she's about.
I didn't know that I thought that like for gender reassignment or any of that type of stuff that you actually had to be an adult.
Yes, you do.
But
They're trying to make it
apparently
to where
not.
you don't.
Apparently not, because apparently, I mean, this company gives 8-year-olds hormone blockers to help them stop that. She said to stop the puberty process, so that way they have more time to think about like what they want to be. I'm like, that's not good. Like you can't.
Yeah, you can't because by then you've already fucked them up.
Yeah, it's like you're like
Now
that's
their
a
body's
natural
weird
process.
you didn't have puberty the right way, and you're some sort of quasi something. It's bad. And you could always
I mean-
change your mind. And let's be quite frank. If the biggest problem in your life is what you identify as, you have a pretty fucking awesome life.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And
pretty much.
to me, if your child is like even at 8 years old saying I want to be a girl or I want to be a boy,
Like, I wanted to be Batman when I was 6.
let them.
You know?
I mean, if they want to dress as that, fine, whatever. But don't give them fucking drugs. Like that is just let their body go through. If chances are, if their body, like at 8 years old, if they're saying that, or even especially younger, by the time they go through puberty, they are going to come out of it and probably not even have those same thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, obviously
Because
not.
shit
No one
changes.
believes what they believed when they were 6.
No.
I just cannot believe that she was
Um,
actually like promoting the
there's-
fact that
There,
Well, she's
Or
so
you're-
militant about it. I mean, it's like that's the most important thing in the world to her is this fucking non-issue called transgenderism, which like 0.03% of the population.
identifies as transgender. Yeah,
yeah, and that's okay. So here's the thing. This is why they're making a non-issue into an issue. Is because I feel, and this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like they're trying to multiply the numbers by saying
Well, yeah, bring you into the fold, really.
exactly. Thank you, because I got a family member. Okay, it's an in-law. This is a child, mind you. She is a little girl. And she's trying to go into being a transgender already. She wants to be a boy. She's barely 7. Like, this is ridiculous. All because she's watching YouTube. So, that's why I have an issue with this. It's because this is actually affecting a family member of mine. And it drives me fucking bonkers that she's allowed to watch these idiots on YouTube and be influenced by them. I can't understand for the life of me why the fucking parents who are supposed to be educators are allowing this to happen. And now they're thinking, oh, well, maybe we should let
I
her.
don't think any sane parent would let their kid do that, but
Right. Well, that just proves my point even further, that they're not sane people. But still, it's insane to me that people would do this. And it's like, come on, they're little fucking kids. I mean, how many guys or dudes did you know that probably played with fucking Barbies as a kid? And it was just a toy thing that they were going through. They weren't really gay. They were just fucking playing with the toys because they found more enjoyment out of it. You know, I mean...
yeah, when I was growing up, there was a girl who lived up the street a couple blocks, and she came over, was like, "Yeah, come over and play." I'm like, "I was fine. We'll just fucking play with Barbies. It doesn't matter to me."
Right?
I'm just playing with
Exactly.
someone. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So and now they're gonna be like, oh well, guess what? He might be a she. It's like, what? That's gonna be a thing now? We're gonna like go from 0.03 to like 0.20%, 20th of a percent? Just why? Like, because we think that children that play in the opposite sex is toys or whatever. I mean, that's just one thing. I'm not saying that's
yeah.
the
They
core
don't
thing,
want.
but-
What's crazy is they don't want us to identify certain toys with a certain gender. But then as soon as like that
Oh, Jesus
opposite
Christ.
gender starts
Really?
playing with, then as soon as that other toy starts playing
Well,
with
yeah,
that
I
other
mean,
that other,
It was like, how
type of-
come we? I mean, it's they want to break down male and female, really, to make this one homogenous, weird sort of
just a hodgepodge of people like the
yeah, just this. Ugh, bad stuff, man. Just just seriously, go to her videos on YouTube and just start reading out the titles.
Oh my
I'd have to-
gosh.
I'd have to know her name. Like what is she?
Riley J. Dennis.
So she pops
You can
up.
tell it's her because all of her titles end
God,
with
it's like a-
Riley J. Dennis.
Oh, they do. Wow. Weird.
Like on the internet, when people enter, everyone signs their comments and their username. It's like, we know who you are. Right?
Yes.
Like, it won't let you say anything without that.
Let's see. Well, I mean, the first thing is like how Republicans are destroying our health care. Some
yeah.
children are transgendered, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Stuff I like.
It's like, I'm sure there are, but the kids don't know that yet. And they won't know until they do a lot of soul searching when they're old and adults.
Exactly.
Misgendering trans people is an act of violence.
Yep.
Like how? So by me calling her a he, I've committed an act of violence to her.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, words really do hurt.
Yeah, they do. Those big ones have a punch to them.
And it's kind of funny. Her next video is not all opinions are valid.
It's not an opinion when it's fact.
Oh man. Then colorism versus racism. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Well, she did that whole thing where like it's discriminatory to not prefer some people sexually, something like that. I mean, she's nuts. She's nuts.
Oh yeah, is that the one that Blair did where she was talking about?
Yeah, I think Blair
if you
did one on
don't
that, and-
if you don't what is it, if you don't get with someone because they're transgender, that's a hate crime or some shit like that.
something
is
like
that-
that.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I heard that shit. And I was like, oh, so I have to like a transgender because if I don't, it's a crime. Fuck you, you piece of shit. God damn. Oh, and there's that crazy shit. And then there's
what?
Anybody follows Sky on Twitter?
No.
Sky?
Mm-hmm. Sky
I don't
Arky or whatever he calls himself now. He posted a thing where the LGBTQ community put the P on the end of it for pedophile.
Are you genderizing me?
Yeah, they want to put the pedophile as normal. To
That's
be
fucking disgusting, dude.
That is
like,
fucked up, man.
oh my
They're gonna have
god,
kids now.
Yeah, they said it's a sexual preference. That's not a.
kill them. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Kill them all. I'm not even joking. Kill them all. I can't stand that shit. That's disgusting.
But apparently, some women who like women aren't gay.
Well, it depends if what they identify as. If they identify as male and they're female, but they like women, then it's not gay because they're men or something.
Man. Yes, you can be non-binary and a woman. Like, no, you.
Yeah, because the whole
Can't.
point of non-binary is that you don't identify. It doesn't
It's
mean.
male-
Remember, there's a difference between what you identify as and what you are. So it's.
Yeah,
So
but I
Like,
mean,
it
like,
doesn't
they're-
matter what I
Why-
identify
so-
as. I'm still male.
but they're still saying though that there's like no such thing as male and female.
Yeah, because gender is a social construct or something like that.
Yeah, and so not if they're non-binary. If you're identifying as non-binary, then you can't be a woman or a man. Like that's just
They want their
it's-
cake and they want to have their cake and eat it too, man.
Apparently, like what the fuck? Can feminists take a joke? No, wait, I'm not even. I can answer that question like real quick.
No.
They can't even take a dick. What makes you think they could take a joke?
How to fight rape?
I guarantee you that I can guarantee you it's easier to take a joke than a dick.
How to fight rape culture at college?
Oh yeah, rape culture. We live in a rape culture, by the way.
Not my YouTube experience. Hashtag not my YouTube.
Not my YouTube. You're right, it isn't your YouTube. It belongs to Google.
Your dating preferences, in quotations, are discriminatory.
Yeah, quote the preferences in quotations. Like your preferences.
Oh wow. Don't normalize Trump's white supremacy.
Yeah, Trump's a white supremacist, blah blah blah.
Wow, man.
There is a lot of stupidity
this
there.
This
God,
is where we
like-
live in, man.
The stupidity that is there, it's like I can't even.
Like, yeah, it's like hurting to read these things. Like it's, and I'm just reading the titles. I'm not listening to them. I don't know what she said there. American speaks French. I don't know. Well, I mean, there's one video that like explains it all, like why I'm voting for Hillary Clinton.
There you go. There you go.
She's nuts. I mean, she did the whole thing, after Trump won. Racism and bigotry won the election. You know how people are.
After she called him and congratulated him. It's always classic, yeah. Oh, it's never personal, it's only politics, but yeah, I'm gonna still smear your name afterwards.
Non-binary genders are real. There are more than two genders. How do these people come up with it? Like where? Like what?
There's like what 100 or something like that now. I mean,
don't know.
Zer, Zim.
There's more every week.
Yeah, it's like they keep adding new ones. It's like some days they're like, you know what? I feel like identifying as a sexually overdosed fucking bagel. So call me Bungle. Like,
And of course, they'll subdivide it. There's everything bagels. Those are like pan gender is in everything bagels. There's blueberry bagels, and then there's the bi bagels who could be both cinnamon and raisin. It's pretty secret.
Trump and Japanese internment camps. What?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, this shit happens, people. This is real. This is our life. This is America.
Like if you're a minority, Trump will literally put you in the gas chambers.
I can't wait to hear this one. 6 myths about child abuse.
Oh my god. I probably will, I will, you know what? I'm not going to watch that.
Probably not best. Probably best not.
I will probably be angry. Yep, I will be angry, and then I'm going to fucking come unglued in a video, and I don't need that shit, so, yeah.
The world map is a dirty, filthy lie. What?
It's... Oh,
what the
fuck, let me guess, that person's a flat earther, too?
I can only imagine. I wouldn't.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't doubt it. After seeing some of these titles, I like that is a fair assessment. Wow. How? This person clearly has like psychological problems.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad. It's bad, but I mean, luckily she's not a very big channel, and her videos are almost all extremely downvoted.
Yeah, there's one where she's with Milo Stewart. The other, she's Milo Stewart identifies as asexual.
Yeah, she was the one who said all whites are racist, all cisgenders are transphobic, all men are misogynistic. I mean, she's insane, and so of course they get along just fine.
And I mean, insanity is wow.
You gotta love it, man. Oh, you guys.
They must do this so in case they ever kill anybody, like this is like a good criminally insane type defense. Like just watch my YouTube, dude. Like people would, you would automatically you could gather she's insane from this.
One might gather that assumption that she is indeed bonkers as all get out.
Can we stop? Can we stop killing?
They're all basically negative.
28,000 views on this one. Well, here we go. Science doesn't support the sex binary. God, she's ugly. 28,000 views, 875 likes, 3,336 dislikes.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
I'm just gonna go back up to one of the top. I'm not even gonna. 29,000 views, 719 likes, 6,758 dislikes. So it looks like a lot of people sub to her just so that way they can dislike the videos or talk shit in the comments.
Yeah.
Somebody says, let's be real, you're a fucking white male.
Why I don't drink alcohol, and even that's like a 4th downvoted.
And somebody
Everything you know about weight loss is a lie. Yeah, of course, that's vastly negative. Because everyone's got a fucking thyroid condition, so you can't lose weight. Yeah, sure. Non-binary genders are real. There are more genders. Vastly downvoted. Sure enough. Not all opinions are valid. Your dating preferences are discriminatory.
I love how I love when people try to tell you what you like. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Like just don't be an asshole. Don't try to. I mean, these kind of people are authoritarians, man. There's they want to tell you what to think and what to do, and they're going to tell you what you're thinking is wrong and bad. You just can't win with these people, so don't even try. Never apologize. Never give them an inch, because they just won't let it go. They will not let it go.
No. I can't understand for the life of me why they think that all these little things in life are okay. Like,
Somebody commented on this video. This is a priceless comment.
Hmm.
I identify as a pansexual, non-binary, transgendered, lesbian, queer, cisgendered, magical pyro fox, unicorn, raccoon, pygmy, marmoset, beer can,
Marmoset.
Beer can.
And-
I like a beer can.
and people who say I'm not is an abuser. Like,
Gotcha.
she's saying, like, she's literally saying that abuse, that's actually like by not calling them by their proper pronouns or whatever pronoun they want to be called by, that we're abusing them. And somebody actually like said it out, you know, like kind of stretching it. I mean, they were actually being like very respectful, and she's like, well, call it whatever you want, but you just alter the existing meanings is what really happens in language anyway. And they were like, yeah, but that usually happens organically. Like, it just happens over time naturally. You're trying to force it, which is being manipulative. And like, it's like, no, like it's either my way or the highway with this one. Like, this is
I can't
People-
get behind that. Yeah.
fucking crazy. Like,
I'm all for being an open like dialogue when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I got a feeling like
there's no open dialogue.
I
with
can't
that one.
have an open dialogue with these people, because then they're gonna, you know, you give an opposing opinion, and they're like, "What are you trying to tell me what I should think?" And it's like, I'm not. I'm just giving you my opinion. Like, these are those kind of people, and it's weird. It's just strange that they can't operate under a commonsensical type umbrella like everybody else. No, we're gonna go ahead and go against the grain and go full retard. That's what we should do. Yeah, because logic, you know what? Fuck logic. We don't need logic. That's for pussies.
For faggots.
Pretty much. Man. You been playing anything recently, sir?
Lots of Vermintide. I'm getting back into Vermintide a lot.
That's cool.
Like, I'm really getting back into it. I really like this game. I really like it. I got the DLCs for it. It's got a good DLC model. As long as you have the DLC, you can invite anyone to play from it, and they can get because as long as you have it, you can invite anyone to play it with you, and they
that's
can get
good.
all the stuff from the DLC. Because the DLC has new weapons, but it's because the new items only drop as loot on the new map. So it's possible for you to get the new weapons, the DLC weapons, if you get the drop at the end of a DLC map, if you are playing in it, regardless of whether or not you have it. So that's
okay.
good. That's a good thing to do.
That is pretty cool.
So yeah, I played a couple of these DLC missions, and I was like, I'm getting back into it, and I played a few, and some of them are really good. But I mean, I really wish this game had crossplay so that the population was better. It's still pretty decent. There's still around 2,500 people playing it a day. So that's definitely enough. Let me go
Yeah.
to SteamCharts.com. Go to Vermintide. There are, if this will load, I'm using the in-game browser. Yeah. Go to the game. Today's average was it was exactly 2,500. Alrighty, exactly on the dot. So it is late. So there's only 800 playing right now, but it is 2:30 in the morning, so that makes about sense. But 2,500 is more than enough for you to get enough games, and you can always host your own games too, because this game has dedicated servers for free.
Mm-hmm.
It's host based. It's host based. So you can start and host your own games if you ever want something. So if you want to do a challenge on a map at a certain difficulty and nobody else is playing it, you can start it and people will file in, sometimes almost immediately. So it just depends. But it's really good. I really like the game. The meta is awesome. I like games where it's like Dirty Bomb in a way, where there's a lot of skill in the actual gameplay of it. I mean, there's the RNG, which can be, granted, quite frustrating sometimes, but when you get what you want, it's really awesome, and you can kind of rig it a little bit to get what you want. But the whole, fighting the hordes of the rats coming at you and having the different classes and different weapons, knowing how to control groups, when to do charges, when to hit this enemy, that enemy, where to stand, where not to. I mean, there's a lot that kind of goes into being a good player. So that is kind of what keeps me coming back more than anything else, is just getting better at the actual game, which lets you do higher difficulties, which are more challenging to beat and give you better goodies at the end. But I really like it. If you haven't played Vermintide, I mean, if you, it's basically Left 4 Dead with melee weapons and magic and stuff. It's a melee focused Left 4 Dead with a Warhammer skin.
Okay.
And that's a good thing because
Mhm.
it plays almost exactly like Left 4 Dead. It's just got, you know, a loot system and different weapons.
Yeah.
Really good. Very nice. Good banter.
Yeesh.
But between that, this is what I've been playing the most of.
Very, very good. What about you, Rambo? Anything that you've actually been playing, like you've been enjoying? Not just for
Well, I mean-
achievement sakes?
Well, no, I mean, I've been enjoying like Drive Club and God of War.
You can actually enjoy that game? Like,
God of War?
no, Drive Club.
Drive Club? Yeah, I mean it's a fun game. I mean, I just want it's a track game, so I can't sit there like all day and enjoy it. Like if I'm still playing it for after 8 hours, that there's only one reason why I'm still playing it after 8 hours. Because track games to me are just kind of they get to the point of just being redundant. You just keep doing the exact same thing. The only thing they did is like put another extra left turn or an extra right turn in somewhere. But I mean, the game's actually not that bad. I mean, I wouldn't call it like a game of the year racer or anything like that. But I mean, it's not that bad. It looks pretty like really good too. I think the visuals are like really where they wanted to go with on this one, obviously. But I mean, I kind of like laid off that one because I kind of got burned out on the racer part. I'll come back to it whenever I get the want to again. But now I'm playing God of War 3, and I love God of War. Just like getting back used to the battle styles and the camera angles and stuff is the tricky part. But I'm enjoying the hell out of God of War 3. I'm gonna try to platinum it, but I mean, shit, like that whole beat it in 6 hours. That's gonna be a tough one, and then beat it on that.
You gotta go
whatever.
fast.
Yeah, whatever that soul crushing difficulty is. That one's going to be really difficult because there's a couple of parts that, now, I mean, if they let you keep your upgrades, like after I beat it this time, and if they let me keep my upgrades to go back and play it on the hardest difficulty, then it'll be easier. But I tried starting it out on like the hardest difficulty, and like the first boss came to was to the point of where like you could like one hit and you got killed. So if you couldn't dodge fast enough, you were dead. So I dialed it down one, and then I'm going to play through it and see if I can keep my upgrades when I go back through it for my hardest playthrough. And then if I can, then I'll go for the platinum. Yeah, I was like, are y'all there? Like,
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm
oh,
here.
I'm listening. Do you want to talk about your little car game? You drive around, try to get to the end before everyone else does.
Well, I do. I think what I find fun about those driving games is wrecking the shit out of people just to get to the front.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
It's
I mean,
official. I can't race with you.
If
You
my
drive me
car,
nuts.
if my car is broken and everything, as long as it crosses that finish line first, that's all that matters. That's the reason why if anybody plays like Xbox games or whatever and sees me in Forza Horizon, like you just got to stay away from my avatar because it'll wreck you. Because like I just drive straight through people. Every racing game I play is a NASCAR game to me. Dirt track NASCAR.
You're the kind of asshole that would annoy me. Oh wait, your avatar does.
Yeah, the Shaner said that like my avatar annoys the shit out of him too because like he's trying to get
Your
by or whatever,
avatar?
and yeah, because in Forza, like if I'm on your friends list or you're on mine or whatever, if I'm driving like playing in the single player portion, not even on the multiplayer part, like the game recognizes how I'm playing myself, and then so whenever Shaner logs in and plays on his single player, my people on his friends list will appear in his game, but they're called drivatars. But their drivatar will drive the way the person did in their own personal game. So, whenever mine shows up in their game, they're getting
Your drivatar it learns from the way you drive. So like it tries
Yeah.
to drive as like, you know, as bad or as well as you do. So like the behaviors that you take in your game as you play it, it will constantly record the information and then present it into the drivatar in your friend's game. So if you're an advanced driver and you're fucking good, your drivatar is going to be a bitch to go against. Or you're going to be like Rambo and fucking NASCAR that shit and be super fucking annoying and watch your ass get slammed into every time you're trying to race. It's kind of cool though. I mean, you get bonuses for it and shit. So like if you're playing a game and, you know, you're not by yourself, you can race your friends and get bonuses for winning, and then your friends will get paid if they win or lose regardless. They get a lot of credits in return. So it's a pretty cool little setup. It's nice.
Yeah, and like Drive Club kind of has that, not to the even near the same degree, but there's like little portions of the track, like where if you're driving along, you'll get to a portion where you have to either stay within a certain blue line that kind of like just is on a certain part of the track, or there's like a certain areas like where there's a speed portion, or a certain other portion that's a drift portion. And what will happen is when you come up to that part, you'll see like it'll kind of be like a barrier, invisible barrier, obviously. But whenever you drive through it, you'll see like the person's name, like who you have to beat, and then you get points for like beating their top speed in that area, or and then it like if you have to go back and replay the section, then you don't actually start out in the exact same starting point. Like if you replayed it, like if you like messed up and wanted to come in first, or you didn't hit all the goals, and you hit replay, then you'll start in a different area of the track. But then the next time you come up to that speed zone or that drift zone, then if you beat it the last time, then the next person on the list will be the next person in your, I guess, the next highest up person on your friends list. Which is, I mean, it kind of makes it a little bit more competitive at that point, because you can still try to beat them. I still like the Drivatar thing better, because then you can really affect their end game by driving like an ass like me.
Super fucking annoying, by the way.
I love it. I mean, it doesn't affect me at all, because like all these other people I have my friends list, they're all real nice, and they just let me pass them, and I'm just like, okay. So, but then when they get a hold of mine, they're like, what the fuck is this, man? Like this guy, like I mean, because I'm telling you, like if you're in front of me, I'm not going around you. I'm just going to keep on pushing your ass in until your car spins out and I go past you.
Mm-hmm.
Because my goal is to get through you, not around you. I have no problem admitting this.
Still a dick. Dick move, sir. Dick move. So, is there anything you guys want to talk about, or did you want to end it?
You know, I'm okay for. I don't really have much to say, I suppose. I mean, I didn't really prepare or anything.
It's all
When I
good.
Came home, came in, decided to see what everyone was talking about, seeing what all the cool kids were talking about. Then I came over here to see what y'all were talking about.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, dick. No,
That was
it's
a good
alright,
one.
though. Yeah. Play with my wiener later to make it up to me. So, I guess we could conclude the podcast for the night. Thank you guys. Thank everybody for coming by. Rambo, are you going to actually have more videos coming, or are we still waiting until...
Well, no, I'm working on trying to set up something, because I want to do like a platinum trophy type run or whatever, like to where like the video, like a daily video or whatever, but more of like me streaming the game, and then do the actual videos portions like on the sections like where I need to, like as far as like some certain gaming news that is big.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to figure out how to like restructure everything and make sure that I get it there. I also want to do like updates to like my video game collection,
Mhm.
to where like, because I buy a bunch of stuff, instead of just taking a picture every single time I buy something. I thought that doing a video like that where I could do like some sort of update,
Mhm.
and then kind of like a list of like what games I need, so that way they people can see like where I'm at and like how much progress I'm making into getting that.
Mhm.
Maybe something like that, but I'm just trying to figure out how to set that up, to where it'll work and be functional for that.
Yeah. Rags, you said you had a video coming, right? Your next project. In fact, we were just talking about him or her or whatever you want to refer to her as.
Yes, she made a video called "Nerd Culture Has a Problem," and so that'll be my next video.
Yes.
I can't wait to see that.
I hope you go
That'll be
in
fantastic.
deep on this bitch. Oh wait. Well, technically that would still be considered a gay act, right?
I don't even know. It would be whatever you want it to be. It's just this nebulous, anything you want, dear.